Mr. Bush, beat to quarters and clear for action. Fire as your guns bear! Thank you for the way you've all carried out your duties.
Hey, everybody. This is the G23 fill-in. The overnight has invaded. G23's got some stuff he's taking care of, so he couldn't make the chat, so I told him I'd fill in. I sent out links, so if you're check your emails, see if you got a link, jump in. We don't have any topics. Just gonna talk about whatever everybody wants to talk about. Excuse me. So how you doing today, Baron?
I am wiped. Been working all day, but I'm here.
I'm glad you're here.
I heeded the call.
I don't think I'm a good enough talker where I can do a chat all by myself.
G-Webs is pretty good at that.
He is. He's because what I did one, I think, on my own, and
I was in the side chat.
it was a nightmare.
Yeah, my voice was gone that night.
I almost said good morning, Gary.
What's up, man?
Good afternoon, Gary. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Well, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, I don't normally see you in the middle of the afternoon.
I know. Usually I'm sleeping my way through G23's chat.
Do you have the windows blocked out so you don't burst into flames?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've got the room darkening shades. On top of room darkening shades. So it's pretty dark in there in my bedroom. But so I don't really have any topics. I'm just kind of filling in. Trying not to destroy the reputation of G23. So you excited getting ready for SHOT Show, Gary?
Yeah, a bunch of stuff to do. I mean, you got to check all your, your camera gear and stuff like that. Make sure you got everything packed up, what clothes you're going to take. And if you're like me, you overpack about twice as much stuff as you really need, and you regret it. But kind of excited. Hopefully it doesn't get called off, but it's time for a vacation for sure.
Well, I don't think it'll get called off. Just hopefully nobody else pulls out.
I hope it doesn't.
Yeah, did they give a reason? Is it the word we're not allowed to use?
A reason for
the people pulling out, the vendors like Beretta.
Well, I believe most of them are due to concerns. What they stated, anyways, concerns about the safety of their employees. Which, yeah, you can read between the lines. It's all has to do with COVID. But, I wouldn't take that too lightly. A lot of these companies have already spent a lot of money, for their booths or displays there at SHOT, and that's money they probably won't get back. So, but in their estimation, at least what they're saying publicly is that it's worth it to them because then they won't have to send all their people to remote locations where they might get ill and stuff like that. And they think that they're going to make it up. A lot of them just aren't seeing the value in attending these trade shows as they used to. They think they can handle the publicity in other ways.
That's kind of what I was thinking that there might be a shift now away from like the SHOT Show for the big companies especially. Let me say hello to everybody out there. Burnaby Sanchez, Kingpin, Gun Websites, Gizzard Gary, Artak and Daughters, Mike, Kingpin, Guns and Barbecue, MKJO, Rupan RX, X Adam 1, the Gun Toting Pacifist, G23. He's out there, and we'll see if maybe he'll sneak in for a little while if he can. M. Gabriel. Good afternoon there. I keep wanting to say good morning. X Adam 1 asked the question, what is your favorite gun that you own and why? Gary, what's your favorite gun and why?
Well, probably the one I got on my hip right now. Sorry, I got sunflower seeds in my mouth. That would be my SIG P365 because obviously it's where I can get to it, and it's the one I carry most of the time. So it better be one of my favorite guns.
Did you bring enough sunflower seeds for everyone, Gary?
I did. I got more in the other room, and I have cookies too.
Oh. What about you, Baron?
Probably my Ruger Vaquero, the old model and 45 Colt. It's a hell of a fun gun to shoot.
Oh, I'm not sure what I would call my favorite. Honestly, it's probably my Glock 20. The 10 millimeter. I really like that gun. For me, it's really accurate, comfortable to shoot. I bought it not quite as a whim. It was to replace my other 10 millimeter that I was going to get rid of. And I bought it because I knew I wanted one that I could dress up a little bit. So, but turned out I really like it. But I like all mine. Well, there's only one which I don't shoot in my PK380, my Walther PK380, just because it's unreliable. But I don't hate it. I just don't shoot it. And Jet's out there. Good afternoon, Jet. Trade show serves even more purpose in the internet age. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how things shake out in the next few years with trade stuff. I think the smaller, this is all conjecture on my part, but I would think that the smaller companies would still want to be at trade shows and stuff, just to get their names out there and their products seen. Whereas bigger companies, more people are paying attention to them already, so it might be easier for them to get attention for their products.
Yeah, I can see both sides. I can understand why people might not want to go this year. And as far as the companies, that's probably just saving money, time. But like my old gun shop I used to go to, the owner was like 89-year-old woman, and she used to go to SHOT Show. I'm guessing she probably won't want to go this year. I don't know. Just a hunch.
Yeah, I would like to go, someday just to experience it, but I don't really want to do videos on stuff. I just want to go and look at stuff. So Gary, when you show up at SHOT Show, are you issued your SHOT Show crud, or do they distribute it throughout the
You
show?
usually have to wait until the third or fourth day before they actually give you that. There's a special place you pick it up. You don't get it right away, but you usually take it home with you.
Do they give everybody their own, or do you have to share?
Some people share. Now, I believe mine was truly mine to take home, because I rode in a vehicle with the gun snob all the way home, and he didn't get sick until a day or two afterwards. So I think he had his own separate one, but he had it packed up in his case. He hadn't opened it yet.
He had a doggy bag.
Yeah, he got his to go. I consumed mine before I ever left town. I was actually ill the night before we left for home. I could tell that I was not feeling well. You know how you can feel it coming sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was hoping I was wrong, because sometimes you are. But I woke up that next day. It's like, oh, God. That was the most miserable trip.
To answer X Adam 1, he's asking if I'm going to get the 10 millimeter M&P. Probably not.
Everybody else is, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It just doesn't. I'm not interested in it.
Except for the gun snob, for some reason, he can't get one.
In my opinion, every gun that's chambered in 45 ACP should also be chambered in 10 millimeter. It's the same overall cartridge length. Heck, you can even use the same mag sometimes.
Really?
Like you can use 10 millimeter in a 45 ACP 1911 mag.
It's a perfect platform for it. Oh, hang on. Let me. I always. Did I get? Wait. Nope. There we go. So if you want to submit anything, there's email there. You can send pictures or whatnot.
So if you want to submit anything, there's email there.
Echo.
How's it going, Artac? How you doing?
Oh, hanging in there.
What's new with you?
Got some videos uploaded. I got enough probably to end of the month if I stretch them all out. Shooting at, I got picked up a Charter Arms 44 Special. Been real fun to shoot.
Mandatory carries out there. New York Outcast. Rob, I don't have your email. I was going to send you a link, but I don't have your email. If you email me at Untactical Foss, I'll send you a link. Mike White's out there.
Some sort of coup or something going on. At least that's what I heard. So
wait till Rob gets in here. I got a bone to pick with him.
Oh,
it's on.
It's on. Y'all gonna love it.
Somebody's going to be eating a salad before this is all over.
Yeah,
I have one of those.
G23's saying his wife is released from the hospital, so she gets to go home.
I'm glad she's
That's great news.
Yeah.
Did she have Verona?
No, she had pneumonia.
That's just as bad.
But so, what's everybody want to talk about? Because I got nothing.
YouTubers who keep showing crap they don't have, but just show pictures and talk about it. Like
I was
that.
just about to show a picture of something I don't know.
Is it that 30 caliber? Is that 30 caliber carry
No, it's the new Smith & Wesson
CXX that no
CSX.
one has? Yeah.
Yep.
That's 40 30 caliber.
No, it's 9mm.
Oh, okay. Well, this is bad. Yeah, the aluminum one. Yeah, and then I will buy that 10mm M&P when it comes out for my collection. And my Glock 20 and Glock 21 share magazines. 45 and 10mm.
That's interesting.
Well, at least the 45 will run 10mm. I didn't try on. I got way more 45 Glock 21 mags than I do Glock 20. Some crazy guy was selling them $5 a piece one day, so I bought all that he had.
Dang.
Yeah, that's what I said. And there's all Glock mags too.
I can't say as I blame you. A deal's a deal.
I bought all 10 of them.
I mean, if worse comes worse, you could sell and make 100% profit. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
So I was thinking we could do a poll. Start the show off. Is this gun ugly or not? What do you think?
Can we have the option of fugly? I mean, I'm a big M&P fan, and that gun just looks stupid. I mean, I like the slide. Don't get me wrong. I like the idea that they're going to do the aluminum frame, but then they put the M&P grip on there. That just looks fugly. They could have made the grip look better, in my opinion. That's just my.
Supposedly, the back portion comes off.
Right. Yeah.
That trigger looks god awful. Looks like something off a toy gun or something like that.
It looks like the flat, the new flat.
Look how far back that safety is.
Doesn't that supposed to be hammer fire too?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a single action.
Single action hammer fired.
Yeah. So, what the hell were they trying to go for here? A mini 1911?
I think they're
It
trying
doesn't
to
look like a 1911. Yeah.
I think it's supposed to contend with the SIG 938 and the Kimber Micro 9. And this thing holds 12+1. And those hold 7+1.
Yeah.
Except the Micro 9's a damn good looking gun, and this
But like
fit in with that category.
a
But
lot of the Kimber Micro 9s don't operate right either.
Yeah. And people carry Glocks because they're more reliable, but they are uglier than most guns.
Well, the 938's a fairly decent looking gun, but
I mean Glocks.
Those are pricey. Yeah.
I put out the poll. Is the CSX sexy? Yeah, baby. No way. Or meh squared.
Meh squared.
I'm going with that one.
Yeah. You should have put fugly. That would have been funnier.
I am not a fan of the 938. I have only shot it once, and I really didn't like it.
Was it snappy?
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I don't like the Ruger LCP in 380 because it's snappy. And I was like, dude, for this much, Should have just got 9mm. That's why I carry Glock 43.
So let me get this straight. Somebody's going to buy this thing, probably thinking it's a good idea to pocket carry. And so they're going to carry it cocked and locked like a 1911 in their pocket. Probably
Lock,
get
cock, and
crap.
ready to rock.
Probably get crap caught up in that hammer and everything else.
Have keys wrapped around it.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be
They're
a bad idea.
just red. I hate to say red flags. That's got so many other connotations now. Just bad juju written all over that.
Gun toting pacifist said, yeah, he had a 938 for like 10 minutes and then got rid of it.
I like the idea. I just don't like the snappiness of it for what it is. Of the 938, I should say.
This one should be a lot easier to shoot. It's got a bigger grip. It weighs more.
Right, yeah. I agree, but that's not enough to replace my G43.
Well, no. I don't think it I don't think it's a threat to any other type of gun, but if you wanted like a mini 1911 type gun, this is probably the best as far as specs go. It is pretty weird looking though.
I think they were on the right track with the slide. I mean, I like the slide. I just don't like the well, I like the handle one too. Whenever I get a chance to hold one, then I'll be able to make my 100% decision whether I'm going to spend it. But yeah, if I want a baby 1911, I'll just carry my Rock Island Armory Baby Rock in 380. And it's 9+1.
I want to try one of those Kimbers, those little Kimbers.
The Micro 9.
Yeah. I like how they look. You know, I'm curious on how they shoot.
Mine worked fine, but
The one I had worked every 3 rounds.
wonder if it's a breaking in process.
No, but my 1911 Kimber Nightstar only likes new ammo. It does not like remanufactured ammo whatsoever. And I ran Hornady Critical Defense in the Micro 9, and another guy here in town had one, and he's had nothing but problems with his as well.
Oh, yeah, I just ran ball ammo, so
But he started off running ball and then swapped over to hollow points, and it wouldn't. It didn't matter with his. I was like, man, he sent his back 3 times.
Rich White and the Men of Tupperware are out there, and mandatory carry.
yeah, there's nothing fancy, TFB TV, and who else has a review? There's a few out there anyway.
TFB did he actually have one in hand?
Yeah,
That makes it, yeah. That's like some of the M&P 10 millimeters are out there. Some people have them in hand, and they won't handle the hot 10 millimeter loads.
Wasn't there people having problems with the M&P 10 millimeter?
Yeah,
What was going on with them?
they wouldn't function with hot 10 millimeter loads or full power loads.
what would it do?
It'd jam or not go in the battery all the way.
Couple or three people threw the optics off there too. The screws, the screws failed.
Yeah,
Oh,
guy
yeah,
got hit in the head. Guy got hit in the head with his RMR.
Yeah, that was this guy
Gun-toting
right here.
pacifist out there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like tighten that bad boy down.
Well, they just sheared off.
Oh, did they shear off? I didn't see
Yeah.
that. Yeah. You know a round is ready. It's going to fail automatically coming out of the gate when Smith & Wesson and Nighthawk Custom are the only two going to chamber a gun for it.
Yeah, that 30 carry.
Yeah, 8mm.
I'm doesn't interest me, but it's like wasn't into the 5.7 either. Just I don't have a problem with them existing. I just don't I don't want one.
Right. Yeah, I didn't like. I think the 5.7 is a neat idea, but again, where are you going to get ammo for it? And that's the other thing too. You're going to introduce a new caliber in the middle of ammo shortage. Makes a lot of sense.
Does it have a parent case?
It kind of looks like 32 ACB or maybe 30 caliber carbine.
I heard somebody talking about it, and I don't remember what they said.
Yeah, because if it's just like a shortened 30 carbine, that should work. Like a 10mm and 40 cal.
Yeah, but why make a new cartridge when you just use 30 carbine? It's already semi-rimmed.
Can you imagine how big the grip of a gun would be if you had 30 carbine in it?
Not too big because the magazine for a 30 carbine ain't that big. Ain't no bigger than 1911. Actually, smaller. But if you're going to call it 30 super caliber or 30, super carry, 30 carbine, okay. You going to make it smaller than that? I don't know.
30 supercalifragic.
Yeah.
Expialidocious.
There's no way I can say that 3 times fast.
I barely said it once, so.
Yeah. Rich is right. Let's just call it 8mm LaBelle. Is Rob in here yet? Yep, there he is. Let me tell you about this guy. He promised me a box of zip ties, right? And then he gets this poor sucker from R&L Display to send me a display, and he just sends me one damn zip tie. Now, what am I supposed to do with one zip tie, Rob?
Was it in a box?
It was in a box.
There you go.
Never said you were going to get a box of zip ties. I said,
That's what you implied.
There'd be some zip tie.
All right, since Rob is here, let me play this one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Complain
I had to change the music
because
kept getting copyright strikes or copyright claims.
I thought I had a nice, cute little video for Rob on my channel, but you just blew mine right out of the water, man.
Hey, they're both equally as precious.
Yeah, but this guy's got production values, man.
I don't know about values.
He's a guy who does this Gizzard Gary giveaway song, man. You know he's got talent.
Yeah, it's an earworm. I know it is.
I got
wife
A nice vibe to it.
I got people singing it on my panel and stuff like that. Gizzard Gary giveaway.
I sing it when I hear it. I need to call Floss Mr. Jingle there. Modern
Funny
day
thing-
Charlie Harper.
The funny thing is, it was the third time I listened to it before I ever caught all the lyrics, and I'm like, what did he just say? 4'2", but stands above. Let's see.
Well, it was supposed to be 5'2", but I have a bad habit of, like when I do my videos, whatever I plan to say never comes out right.
5 ex-wives and more to come. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Just because it's true don't mean you have to say it.
Did you buy them all houses?
No.
You get off cheap.
38 Super Partisan is out there. Stan from SS Pawn.
Stan the man.
Mr. Retiree.
Yeah. Hope he's enjoying himself.
Has he retired already, or is he still getting ready to retire?
It's my understanding after the first of the year.
But from what I've heard from everybody that's dealt with him, it's a well-deserved retirement. I've
Sucks,
never
though.
heard anybody say anything bad about Stan.
He's a great guy. Also,
I don't personally
very
know him,
funny
but,
in person too.
I think we need more people like him, from what I know of him. So in our community that help out smaller channels and aren't pricks about things. So from what I heard, he seemed like a outstanding character in the gun community or the service community. He's probably at a loss for losing them. So have a good time in retirement, but you're leaving us stuck with these new pricks.
Went deer hunting twice this week. Well, you lucky duck.
To answer McCojo's question, the 4.6x30 was the H&K's entry into the personal defense weapon that F&N entered the 5.7 in.
Yeah. Yep, you had the P90 versus the HKM7?
MP7.
MP7. I knew it was something like that. I knew I was going to forget something when I said the name of it. But, by the way, I think Mike White has the wrong idea out there. He says if he had any kind of talent, he would start a channel of his own. What makes him think any of us have any talent?
Just turn on the camera and go.
Yeah, nobody told me that was required. Darn.
Yeah, I know, right?
When I
started here that's got any broadcasting talent is probably DJ, because he was in radio. Yeah.
When I started making videos, I didn't think anybody would watch it. I just hoped somebody would get something out of it. And if people watched it, great. If not, oh well. And just go. Turn on the camera and go. Have fun with it. You get to meet a lot of cool people, like all the people here on the panel. I never would have met if I hadn't started doing content. I hate saying content. It seems so
It's a good thing you did. I wouldn't have intros and outros for my shows.
Oh. That's just kind of stuff, I'll get an idea, and then I got to make the idea. So I'll goof around with it. And, I'll send stuff, and you don't have to play it. I just,
Hey, it's better than anything I would have came up with, so I really do appreciate it. And I do use them.
A lot of the stuff I make is just I need to make it and then, send it out. Hopefully somebody enjoys it, but, you don't have to.
I think that last commercial was badass, just for the record.
Yeah, the one you made where it's Savage and Bret Hart with mine and Kingpin's pictures that you made for us on it, man. I get a laugh every time I watch that one.
Have you all seen Rob's belt buckle commercial?
Yeah.
I mean, commercial. What's wrong with you guys? Don't you know what a rainbow is? All these comments. Come on, damn it.
Right in front of the bathtub, shirtless. Nobody wanted to see that. except your friends in the bathtub.
You guys are horrible. We'll be jealous you're not in the club, Artek.
What, in the bathtub club? Yeah.
No, it's not a bathtub club.
What club are you talking about then?
I'm talking about the high-end titanium belt club.
How well does that stay cinched? Does it slide around at all?
No, it doesn't. And that was my first, I kind of wanted to rip this belt apart, to be honest with you. Not rip it apart, but, because I talk a lot of crap. My best belt cost me like $15. I didn't even buy it. It was issued to me. But, you can buy one for $15. I don't know. Everybody's on this belt kick. I'm not a belt snob. So I was expecting to get this and be like, oh, what a piece of crap. But after being honest and wearing it and stuff, I'm really liking this belt, man. I didn't realize there was a difference before, but not having that connection point, like almost any standard belt right in the center of your stomach, it's a blessing. I guess you don't know until you try it. So basically, would I consider it like a go to war belt or something like? No. But to hold your pants in a normal EDC, the belt works great. Doesn't open up on me. I've bent over. I'm wearing it right now. But bending around the house, all that type of stuff, I was expecting it to loosen up, but it doesn't. I mean, it locks pretty solid. So at this point, the only thing I'd complain about is, maybe the price, because I'm a cheap son of a bitch, but, it's pretty much well known. But I will add, they, like I said in my little thing there, they got plenty of, $30 belts, $35. That's my normal range. I don't know, unless it's a nice dress belt or something. I don't typically spend a lot because I'm cheap, I guess, whatever. But all in all, they have belts in a normal belt price range. Same thing. They may not be titanium, but they do the job.
Kingpin out there is asking, is there go to war belts? Yeah, the ones the military issues you.
Probably agree with me. TA-50.
Yeah.
TA-58, should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still need to. I want a battle belt. I just haven't.
It's cheap if you get an old issue one. I mean, you can get one with like a load bearing vest or whatever. You can get a whole setup for like $20-$30 a lot of times. So just the belt themselves are like, I think $15 or less, something like that.
Somewhere around here, I have a really old one. It's like from the Korean War. It has a brass buckle on it. It's not even plastic. It's actual brass.
Yeah, I've got a plate carrier, and I want a belt to go with it. And I just, I saw one that I thought was interesting. It was really stiff, and in the ad for it, the dude's standing on it edgewise. But I can't remember what it was called, and I can't find it. And then I kind of forgot I was looking for belts and haven't been looking for belts for a while. But let's take.
Still advise checking out the surplus stuff, especially for most people, because let's face it, we're probably not going to war anytime sooner. You'd hope not. So to go spend $100 on some fancy belt to hang in the closet, I just don't see the point when you can get one that's proven and works for $15-$20 that you're never going to use anyway, probably. So, I mean, maybe if you carry outside the whole, or if you're in one of them states open carry or something like that, you'd walk around with it. I don't know. But I don't think the average guy is going to strap that on and go down and pick up groceries.
So I closed out the poll. Is the CSX sexy? 44% said meh. 38% said no way. 16% said yeah, baby. So on the whole, it's fugly.
I'm an MP guy, and I say it's ugly.
Rob, what do you think about it?
It's ugly. I don't see the purpose. I don't know. I don't think there's that big of a market to make a gun like that. separately on its own. Personally, I mean, maybe there is some people out there that want that, heavier frame or something. I don't know, but I mean, for one, I don't like the serrations, and it's not just because I am an M&P guy, but even if it is a genuine 1911, those serrations are hot. They look good. Everybody likes them. They work. Out of everybody I've ever spoke to, I've never heard one complaint about it. They're beautiful. Like, other gun companies should wish they could use them themselves. So to not use them, that's just weird to me. It could have been different. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. It could have been different. But, and the fact there's no rail, there's no, you can't put an optic on what RMOs now. All right, I believe I said it right. I don't know. In modern time, shit, you got $300 guns that are coming out with that shit now. Or almost any new gun. I mean, I don't understand why the first run wouldn't include that. And then for the lesser people of the market that have a more boutique, need or want, you would downsize it to, whatever, no rail or no optic or whatever. It seems like it would sell more the other way. I think the gun's kind of crazy, but I don't think it looks good. I mean, they do in 1911, they do an M&P. This hybrid in the middle is one of them things. Why? I wonder why. I don't know. I don't see a need for it. And from some reports, it seems not necessarily hinky, but kind of cheap. One guy I won't mention, just during normal shooting, the plastic little piece on the front fell off. Why is there even a plastic? Are they adjustable? Can you switch them out? No, then what the hell is it there for to begin with? I don't understand. I don't know. It just doesn't do anything for me. And I'm a Smith & Wesson guy, but I just don't see a need for it. And I see it as kind of poor because you're making something kind of boutique to limit to a very small market of people, where you could have done it the other way and had options available with the firearm, and more people would have had a reason or an excuse to buy it. But that's just me.
I'll go on the record now and say that I think the CSX will sell better than the M&P 12.
Yeah, see, everything Rob just complained about, I don't care about. I don't carry a firearm with an optic, and I don't carry a firearm as my carry gun that has a light on it. So if I get it, I don't need the rail anyway. The only guns that I put the light on is a home defense gun, and I have no handguns with the optic on them at all. So
yeah, but you're one sample though. I mean, as the public right now, what's hot is RMOs and being able to slap something on it if you want to. Doesn't mean you have to, but we all probably know that's what sells. That's what everybody's making. So why your first model be something different?
Look at the Shield Plus. If you want the optic, you gotta get the upgraded version. That's not on the base version. Give it a little bit of time. I'm sure they're going to come out with a performance center model that's going to have the optics cut, because that's what they've done with the Shield and the Shield Plus.
Shield Plus is a better gun than that CSX thing right now.
Well, give it time. You don't know. You haven't shot one yet. You don't know.
I've shot the Shield Plus. I can say for sure, yeah.
Have you shot the CSX?
Well, no, but it's aluminum.
Okay, you're basing the Shield Plus being a better gun on a product sample of one that you're comparing it to. You haven't shot or handled it yet. You don't know.
Sure, can all these other YouTubers can say and do videos on pictures? I'm doing the same thing, right?
Don't they weigh the same?
And we were asked our opinion, so we're just giving an opinion. I haven't had my hands on one either, so.
TJ Persicity is out there.
Yeah, it's not a YouTube show if somebody's not giving somebody else a hard time and busting their balls. Come on.
So you're the instigator, huh?
Yeah, this time.
I do agree, though. Okay. I wouldn't want a rail on that thing. It would just make it bulkier. The thing's whole purpose is to be pretty small for deep concealment.
Well, Gary brought up a good point, though. If you're going to pocket carry that thing, have your keys wrapped around a hammer, carry it locked and cocked. Kind of crazy.
Yeah,
And
you better have
I
some.
wouldn't pocket carry with anything in the pocket besides a gun.
I don't. I will pocket carry my PPK, and I know this. Probably a lot of people aren't going to like this. I don't use holster. I just put it in my pocket, but it's the only thing in that pocket.
Yeah.
You're not pocket carrying the CSX. I mean, the couple of videos I've seen on that thing is you better be wearing cargo pants and carrying it in the cargo pocket if you think you're pocket carrying it.
Look, man, people can stuff a gun in some places I'd rather not describe.
We're not talking.
You
prison
never
here,
know.
Rob.
So if you if
Right
you reach
into
into your
prison first.
pocket and pull it out barrel first, you're okay with that.
Rob's talking about his prison purse.
Yeah, that's a whole different carry there.
I just think that's crazy. Why would you do that? You know you're going to get caught, and you can't use it in jail anyway. I think they just like it.
X Adam was asking. Find his does anybody make a binary trigger for pistols? There's somebody that was developing one for Glocks, but I don't know if there's any that are out there. You guys know?
But only if you got an AR or an AK pistol, sure. But if you're talking it's a standard handgun, not that I know of.
No, I don't know.
I'm unaware. Now,
Seems like a
that
bad idea.
binaries, when you pull the trigger back, it fires. When you release the trigger, it fires. Correct?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not really up on those. I don't have any problem. Everybody, do what you want to do, but I damn sure wouldn't want to carry one. I can tell you, not for like EDC or something. So,
Hey, DM.
Yes, sir.
If you want to swap me out, I've got to make a quick trip downtown, so I can go ahead and drop if you want to let that person who is in the back room, who shall remain nameless, in here for a while.
Okay.
And I'll check back later. If there's room, I'll hop back in.
Well, thanks for jumping in.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me.
take care, Gary.
So, I got, excuse me for a second.
How's it going?
And now, making his way to the ring, weighing in at 245 pounds, standing an astonishing 5 feet 10 inches tall, the reigning U.S. middleweight late night firearms champion, guns and barbecue.
Woo! I'm too old and more potatoes.
How you doing, barbecue?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Let's say, sounds like Rich is a little stirred up already. Might get some fireworks between him and I before the night's over.
Nah, I was just messing with him. I wasn't actually trying to argue with him.
What was the last part in that intro there? It said, I like potatoes.
No, I'm too air than Nortado.
Oh, okay.
We had a tornado warning, and I actually had to smoke two whole hams for my cousin's butcher shop, and he drops off the hams 2 minutes after the sirens blew. I was like, well, this should be interesting. So I stuck the kids in the bathtub with motorcycle helmets on and threw a mattress over them. I was like, stay here. And then I went out and started getting the smoker ready because I had to get those done. Then I was like, well, while I'm doing this and getting soaked, I'm going to have a little bit of fun and do a video with Billy Bob.
Why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
I mean, it's only a tornado, right?
Exactly.
Well, I want to know, do you have a little emergency bag in the bathroom in case there was a tornado and they got trapped in that tub for hours on end?
What, are you talking like food and stuff? No. no. With the way that place was built, again, you got to remember, Rob, I live in a trailer. The trailer I live in now actually has a basement, so we're ready to rock and roll now. But the one that I used to live in, no basement. So, and with the way that thing was built, there was no getting trapped. We would have just been in the next county if we got blown away.
A little kid could get trapped in there, maybe. I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. So if you're gonna have a hideout spot, it's be horrible if you need it, then it'd be even worse if you survived it and then just starved to death in there.
No. Once I had already decided, like, if I started to, I shouldn't say see the sky swirling, but I guess I can see clouds a little bit with some contrast and whatnot, especially when they're dark and tornado clouds. But if I saw anything that raised the hair on the back of my neck, I was shutting down everything that I was doing and headed straight to the bathroom with them.
I was in Minnesota. It's probably more than 10 years ago now. I can't remember. And there was a tornado in Minnesota, Minneapolis. And I could see the sky turning, and we were kind of on the edge of it where we were at. So, winds ripping through, and that was enough for me. When you hear people talk about, it turning green, yeah, everything kind of turns green.
Yep.
I don't need to see that again. I'll stick with my earthquakes. I'm fine with my earthquakes instead.
Volcanoes, whatever.
Come on, man, live a little bit.
Godzilla.
You never feel more alive after you almost died. You just never feel more alive in those points.
Don't forget all that radiation water that you guys have coming over from Japan now too. You sure you don't want to trade for one tornado? If all that other stuff could go away?
Well, I was close to another one in eastern Washington. It tore the screens off my window, my apartment.
Yeah. I remember, oh man, I think I must have only been about 15. So it was like back 2005 or so. And we're at Walmart, and I'm getting ready to buy a new Bat Out of Hell and Bat Out of Hell 2 CDs because I had worn out the other ones that I had. And waiting in line, and power goes down. And I'm like, oh. And so we're standing around, and I was still in there with my mom. My dad and my brother went to get the Blazer. We knew we needed to get off the hill. The storm was on its way. And so power goes out. Now we're waiting longer. And they're like, it's going to probably take at least a half hour, 45 minutes for the machines to reboot and everything. And we're like, all right, whatever. Just left them there. We get ready to go outside. And about that time, my dad pulls up. And he used to be a volunteer firefighter. And like if there was a tornado warning or something, he's one of those guys that stand out on the porch. Never seen him run from a storm. And about the time that he pulls up in front of Walmart, which, I mean, he was flying when he pulled up in front of Walmart. And they're like, oh, that's not good. And you see the back end of the Blazer lift up a little bit. Him and my brother jump out, come running in Walmart. And my mom's like, oh, because she lived through the 85 tornadoes. And the trailer that she lived in when she was a kid, her neighbor actually got flipped over onto the trailer next to them. And then she actually remembers the firefighters pulling that lady out, screaming, put me back, God meant for me to die. And I was like, holy cow. So any even thought of a tornado, my mom has anxiety. So when my dad comes running in, she knew, oh, that's not good. And we end up, riding out in Walmart for a few minutes, and then everything passes, and we start headed down off the hill, and we're looking, and the roof got ripped off at McDonald's. We stopped over at my uncle's because he was living over in a trailer park. a lot of living in trailers with my family apparently, which they were all fine. He had my cousin who is bedridden. She had cerebral palsy since birth and was mentally disabled and, like I said, bedridden. Couldn't spend her whole life in a bed or a chair. Terrible. So he was trying to get her out, and my cousin was helping him. And then he's like, "Nope, we're going right back in," because he knew it was too late. They weren't getting off the hill. So, like I said, the roof got ripped off the McDonald's. There was trees that were all twisted up and ripped over and whatnot. The Ponderosa had roof damage, and then the National Weather Service came in and said it was just straight line winds.
Yeah.
Yep. I was like, there's twisted trees. How the heck is that a straight line wind?
Going back to Kingpin's comment real quick, be careful, man. They've been prosecuting people for encouraging people to commit suicide.
I love a challenge, Kingpin.
Sergeant Joe Smith has joined us. I put out another poll out there. Do you pocket carry? Yes, no, or prison pocket carry?
Well, we know which one Rob voted for.
I tried prison pocket carry once, but then I had a squib load when I tried to get it out. It only came out halfway, and turns out you got to push really hard. I don't advise.
Damn.
Turtle head poking out, huh?
I have cargo pocket carried, but that's as far as I've gone as pocket carry. I honestly not into those. I'd take like a palm gun, but I don't want anything really smaller than a shield or something like that typically. So, it just, I don't know. My
So you've never
personal
thrown in a
preferences.
coat pocket?
No, probably not. Usually it's directly on me, not something that comes off typically. So, but sometimes summer shorts or whatever, tank top, working in somebody's house, I don't want to advertise, I'll have it in a cargo pocket. So other than that, that's just, that's what worked for me.
I normally will pocket carry because there's a couple places I go regularly that I can't carry into, so I need to be able to store it in the car. And I don't like that empty holster. The way it's, it's uncomfortable. So I put it in my pocket because then I can easily take it out, store it, and then when I get back in, I can put it back in my pocket.
I do a lot of carrying in a fanny pack pocket.
Ooh, I didn't even think of fanny packs.
Dude, that's so 1990s.
Yeah, but it's so inconspicuous. There's so many places I get to take my gun that people just don't even think about.
I knew a guy in the 90s, early mid 90s, that he fanny pack carry, but that's before there were concealed carry fanny packs. And he said, yeah, he had a problem with, he would open his pack and then his gun would fall out.
Depends on an off body, whether it's a purse, fanny pack, I don't know. I could see like hiking as a backup or something, things like that, or young children, or you're at the beach and you're swimming shorts or something like that. But just in general, not a fan. I know everybody's different, but a lot of altercations start with people trying to take your possessions. So, and you can't forget it if it's attached to you. So that's just my take. I'm not saying it's right for everybody or wrong.
The only issue I really do have with my fanny pack is the fact that, as far as the buckle goes, it would be very easy to unclasp and try and make off with it. Now, I like to think that once I feel it start to fall, I'm going to have that just visceral reaction to grab it. So, I mean, whoever's making that attempt, one's pretty brazen. Two, they're going to have to be moving pretty quick, which they probably plan on that already. But
dude, anything can happen. That's the thing. You argue everything to death. Anything can happen. There's no way in knowing.
100%.
And you could be correct, but at the same time, you could be occupied with your kid and somebody snatches it and they're gone. It can happen to you. You know, it could happen to me. It could happen to anybody. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's the same with the purse. It's a possibility. So,
I could be carrying on body, but I open carry all the time. I could be distracted with my kid, and somebody come up, pop the thumb brake on my holster, and pull my gun out of my holster.
Correct. But your odds are better.
Yeah, you could always grab the bottom of your holster and yank it up and break their thumb.
X Adam was asking if a tornado throws debris in your yard, like someone's random items, like a gun locker, can you keep it?
It's all fair in love and war. That was a gift from God.
Yeah, an act of God.
Yeah, it was a gift, act of God. Look at that.
Praise Jeebus. We're going to church tomorrow.
That's exactly right.
These are the only type of tornadoes we get around here.
That looks like a real shitstorm.
Night tornadoes are the scariest.
Yeah, those look like a shitstorm.
Washington averages one a year.
Yeah, they had one drop down. Where was that? South of Everett somewhere?
Tumbleweeds.
In the middle of a town.
I think the U.S. actually has like 97% of the world's tornadoes, if I remember correctly.
That's because we're awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, Guns and Barbecue. Remember back in the late 80s when one in Butler County actually did hit a manure factory?
No.
From all accounts, it flung manure like all over half of the surrounding town.
Nice.
What a shitstorm. Now,
ain't that the truth?
5 years ago, we had 5 tornadoes sit down, one of those once-in-a-lifetime storms, and come through North Georgia and Tennessee. We had 3 of the 5 were F5s, and the other 2 were F3s. And it tore up from Ringo through Chattanooga all the way up to where I'm at in Cleveland. It had like a 30-mile track.
Keith Gregory and PNW Woods are out there. Good afternoon.
I like my new profile pic.
Oh.
The duck.
I was going to say, all I can see is a duck. So.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Well, why is it on?
Somehow it works for you, DJ.
What's going on? There we go.
Hey, look at that.
I don't know how it got there.
You know, the duck with the headphones, you having been in radio, it just makes perfect sense.
So it's G23 being an outstanding caretaker at the moment. Is that what's really happening here?
Yeah, taking care of his wife.
Sounds like a slacker.
Commendable.
He has no choice.
She's a pretty nice lady. I got to meet her when he came up this way.
Nice.
Hopefully all is well, and wish her a happy recovery with whatever's going on. So
I feel like she'd have to be a pretty nice lady putting up with him. Sorry, that one was too easy.
You beat me to it.
Was that G23 in the AR-15 video? Teaching an AK guy to shoot
that's
AR-15s?
him. He smiled. If you look at the very end of that, he's got a smile.
He had a smile.
Oh, yeah, the hell of a smile.
Oh, it's G23 coming to the dark side.
Yeah, he's been converted. He just publicly can't admit it.
Same way when he was shooting at Smith & Wesson, too. You saw that big shit-eating grin.
Still in the closet.
Yep, he's closet AR and Smith lover.
He's talking. Yeah. He's talking buying the 4006.
Oh,
he really liked it.
Were you supposed to publicly say that?
Well, he has said that publicly.
Right.
I think.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he did. He said that he liked it.
Was he drunk?
No, it was like, where were you at?
That's
He was on the show.
Never expected him to say something like that publicly.
Let's see. Now, Ian Wood says, meanwhile, in the Pacific Northwest, they don't have tornadoes because God doesn't hate them. No, I don't know about that because he gave you Seattle and Portland.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that didn't come from God. That was man-made.
He did give you Mount St. Helens, though.
Yeah, there's that.
I used to have a little jar of the. We went up there and I got a little jar of the ash, but I left it in my uncle's truck.
Yeah, when that thing blew, my dad just grabbed a snow shovel, started shoveling it into the back of his trunk, filled the whole thing up.
Yeah, I mean, to give you an idea how bad Mount St. Helens was when it blew, it threw ash so high up into the air that it got caught in the jet stream, and we had ash raining down on the east coast. It looked like it was snowing.
It circled the globe. It went all the way around.
Yeah, volcano eruptions like that are notorious for that. I mean, heck, crap, the one I'm thinking of, and I can't think of it, erupted in, I believe it was the mid to late 1800s. Anyways, yes, thank you, Krakatoa, which is actually growing at a rate of like 2 feet a year now. It's a Nye Krakatoa or something like that, which just stands for Son of Krakatoa. But when that blew, it, in a sense, kind of plunged the world back into a very small ice age with how much it dropped the temperatures. Obviously, we didn't have massive glaciers moving and all that, but the global temperature dropped so much for about 5 years because of all the ash and everything that was in the atmosphere.
That's what Bill Gates needs to do. Just drop a nuke in Mount St. Helens. We'll stop global warming, right?
Exactly.
No,
Well,
you're undershooting it. Yellowstone.
Yeah,
That'll take
blow
care
up
of his-
Yellowstone.
That'll cover his other pet project, his population control too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'd rather not. Yeah, no reason to give him ideas. It's all right.
He's already an evil genius, so.
Well, they're talking about ways to try and avoid Yellowstone because we're right where we should be to potentially 60,000 years overdue. If you look at the pattern for eruptions with Yellowstone, so I mean, it could go here in the next week or so, or it could be a couple more thousand years. But they're trying to look at ways to mitigate that. One of the ideas is we'll just drill into the caldera and try and relieve the pressure. But they're worried that if they do that, that could destabilize it and cause it to blow.
Now, G-Webs wants to know if you're threatening us with a volcanic eruption on some barbecue.
Possibly.
Are you threatening? I feel threatened.
Well,
I feel threatened now.
think of the ash. I mean, like you guys said, the ash, but the respiratory issues that would come from that. I mean, shoveling ash, throwing it in your trunk. That's
Come on, Rob.
crazy.
All you have to do is put a mask on. You'll be okay.
Okay. Filters of vehicles, homes. I mean, that would just be huge. Even if it wasn't right next to you, it would be a big deal. Bigger than I think a lot of people think.
Yellowstone would be a global catastrophe. Something like 70% of the world's population would be wiped out. If you're in North America, like where I am in Pennsylvania, is on the cusp of a high kill zone area. The further you move east from here, the better it gets. So New York, you're looking better, but you're still going to be severely affected. Likewise, when you start moving west, it's the same
Breadbasket
number
of the country will be covered in ash, probably.
It'll be wiped out.
Yeah, if Yellowstone goes, the West Coast is gone.
Sounds like a good 3 a.m. movie to me.
There's some out there about it.
Not something I want to live, though.
She once clarified. He said no. Faust playing with the knife.
Oh, yeah. It's my fidget spinner.
Hey, I do it too. Only I'm using the pinch made.
So let's close out our poll here. I don't know. When you hear all the ideas for stopping global warming, and I just think, no, don't, because the consequences of what you're doing could be far worse than anything that's going on.
Well, I understand, like, if you look at just the way the Earth has heated, especially since the Industrial Revolution, then fine, there might be some man-made impact there that maybe we should curtail a little bit. But there's a lot of other stuff going on. I mean, when you look at the activity for the sun and solar flares and the solar storms that are happening, increased volcanic activity in recent years, which releases CO2 and other greenhouse gases. I mean, there's a lot there that's contributing factors that they want to ignore.
Well, they also ignore the fact that they didn't start keeping records till the damn EPA showed up in the 70s. So how the hell can they say, well, we've done this much damage since the Industrial Revolution?
The records aren't necessarily all accurate either.
Right,
A lot of them are right near heat sources, all types of different things.
Yeah,
and then how do you know how much gas and everything's escaping through the ocean?
Right,
how many volcanoes, all this other stuff. They don't know.
No, they
they estimate. They say that's the problem. We're humans and we think we know everything, but every day we find out something different. So you know what I mean? We don't know what we don't know. So screwing with certain shit is like playing God, and you put everybody at risk.
Have you ever heard of ice samples from the Arctic? When ice freezes, it's not solid. That there's air bubbles trapped inside, and those air bubbles contain record of what the makeup of the atmosphere was like when those air bubbles were trapped. And then we can drill down and go, okay, we drilled 500 feet, and this 500 feet, that's going to be approximately this year to this year. And they can make educated guesses, very well educated guesses about from year to year and whatnot.
You can, but all theories don't actually balance out like they're supposed to scientifically in some cases. So that's where the problems come up. Well, yeah, you can track back, but if that's the case, how did this planet get formed? How did it exist? Was it the Big Bang? Was it
I blame
something else?
Bill Gates.
What exactly happened?
Personally.
I mean, we don't know. We think we know. Even on distance, time, perspective. I mean, we think we know something, but yet we, every so many hundreds of years, come up finding out we were wrong about this, or something's bigger. Is there dark matter? There's a lot of stuff we make assumptions on.
Dark matter is pretty much universally agreed upon. We just don't know what exactly it is.
But I think you get what I mean, though. There was a time people thought the Earth was flat. You know what I mean? There was a time the Glock was the best semi-automatic handgun. Ain't no more, but there was a time. You know what I mean? But now we've advanced. We realize you can sail around the Earth or whatever. There's a circumference. We've gotten to the point where we've seen that, even though at some point somebody was calling that first guy a nut job, society and everybody, but at some point we caught up to that. I mean, I think you get what I'm saying.
Right. I mean,
we assume too much. We don't even know for sure what the hell's in the center of our Earth. Not saying the hollow Earth shit or anything. I'm not getting into that, but we can only drill so far. We have limitations.
Lizard people in the center of the earth.
Let me say,
I'm not going to say that we have not.
We assume a lot.
Right. I'm not going to say
that's
that
the problem.
we haven't as a people affected our climate. We have somewhat, but to the extent that these left-wing funded scientists are saying, that's so they can get more money, so they can fund their research, so they can have a job. Here's the thing: the planet has been warming since the last ice age. Also, the planet used to be a lot fucking hotter than it is now. Now, do you think the Earth itself goes through cycles like that from extreme heat and cold? Probably. It looks like it.
There's no probably about it. That's why we have ice ages and we have periods where there's limited ice. Likewise,
I say probably because
climate change is natural.
Right. Exactly.
Likewise, if you look at the cycles of what the Earth has gone through, we should be heading into an ice age.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be continuing to heat up at the rate we are.
Yeah, you can't say we don't know where dark matter comes from. Have you not seen the documentary called Futurama? Dark matter comes from a little three-eyed alien named Nibbler.
That shit's in a Kepler box.
Yeah, we probably went pretty deep with this one.
I say we need to find a Nibbler. That'd be awesome.
Chris from the 740 has joined us. Good afternoon. Let me go back to our poll real quick. Do you pocket carry? 52% said yes. More than I thought. 28% said no, and 19% like it up the rump.
Rob, you got more than one person.
What do you mean, Rob?
You're the one prison carries.
Oh, no. Cargo pocket. There's a big difference.
You got a belt buckle that says otherwise.
Is that what you call it?
Oh, no. Hey, man,
your cargo
I'm man enough to wear a colorful belt. Don't be mad. Don't be jealous.
It was Benson Barbecue that's prison pocket carrying. Come on. He admitted it.
Only that one time. I told you, if you don't have the power to push it out, don't do it.
And he lost a bet. For his defense, he lost a bet.
Yeah, in your defense against the barbecue, you were trying to do it with a 629.
With a 6.5-inch barrel.
Yeah, not the smartest gun to be trying to prison pocket carry.
If you're going to put anything up there, it's go big or go home. I mean, do you really want to cram a 9mm up there? Come on.
But if you act now, you can get this.
Well, how many rounds you want?
You get that new 30 super carry now. You can poop them out quicker.
I don't know. I've got the 2.0 10mm ordered. Now I just get to see how long it takes to get here.
Yeah.
So you get the first shoot
summer.
I don't want to jump back, but I got to say this. You guys know when they tested like the first atomic bombs, they actually made bets whether they were going to set the atmosphere on fire.
Yeah.
No, instead they killed John Wayne.
Well,
30
he did
years
play
later.
Genghis Khan. He kind of deserved it.
Like people are crazy, man. That's my point. People are crazy.
Yeah, if you look at like all the movies that John Ford made and everything, they were all done in that area. When they detonated all those bombs in Nevada, the winds caught all that nuclear fallout and pushed it into Utah, where they filmed a bunch of the classic westerns and stuff, not just The Conqueror.
But you know what?
You want to let these guys go drilling holes and shit and God knows what next to volcanoes? Get out of here.
What is Hitler and riding dinosaurs come out of the center of the damn earth after us?
All right, if that's actually a possibility, then start drilling. Just because I want to see a dinosaur. I don't care about seeing Hitler, but I want to see a dinosaur.
Haven't you seen Jurassic Park? That's a bad idea.
I just want to be able to pet it real quick. Then we can nuke them.
How hard do you actually think it would be to kill a dinosaur? I don't think it'd be as bad as they make it out
Depends on
to
what
be.
type of dinosaur.
Yeah,
Well,
Like
is
what
it,
kind?
I think is it Henry's website that the 4570 is listed as for the T-Rex?
Or was it Marlin?
Marlin?
Uh,
Might have been Marlin.
but their skin's probably a lot tougher. I mean, when
Isn't
you
the
think about it.
nickname for the 500 Magnum, Smith & Wesson Magnum, like the T-Rex killer or something?
Wow,
And
700 nitro.
How much of it do you got to go through before you hit something vital? Like if you're talking about trying to hit a heart or something like that, you might have to go through 2 foot of material.
You
No,
could
you
always
don't
shoot
have
him
to
in
do
the
that
eye.
much. I think the average T-Rex tooth
Well,
is only
shit,
about
22 then.
Yeah.
Shoot him in the eye. Take that sucker out with the eye.
Oh, great! You pissed it off.
Mm-hmm.
Tim S is out there. Good afternoon.
No,
Hey, Tim.
a Deinonychus, you could take one of them down with an AR-15. They're tiny compared to T-Rex. They're only about our size. Deinonychus, by the way, was actually the dinosaur that they called the Velociraptor in Jurassic Park. It was discovered after the fact. And then
It'd
the
be
actual
crazy
Velociraptor is smaller.
matchup, man versus dinosaurs like Jurassic Park with our modern technology and firearms. It would be definitely an interesting movie.
Well, you have PETA out there on you.
Well, you know,
Talk about
we have 50
killing
caliber.
exploding
we
with
have-
dinosaurs.
We have 50 BMG, man.
No, not the average person. Yeah,
The average person can get a 50 BMG.
yeah, but I'm sure. I don't know. Who on the panel has a 50 BMG?
I have
Well,
access.
see, that's
to
why
them.
we have people. That's why we have people like Clover that
That's what
actually
I'm
have
saying. The average person. So if you're walking down the street and a pterodactyl's coming at your ass, yeah, it's gonna be a rough day. That's all
I'm
I'm
just saying,
saying.
if there's a pterodactyl, I don't want a 50 BMG. I want an RPG.
No, they're not. Most
Real good.
most pterosaurs weren't very big. There was a couple of them that were, but they weren't as common as the other one. If you look at the number of skeletons that are found for pterosaurs, they're mostly the little ones. Which are about the
Yeah,
size
I've
of
seen
15.
grown men damn near throw themselves off a cliff because of a bat, let alone something like that coming at them.
That's a totally different problem.
Imagine that shitting on your car.
You ever see the movie Caveman?
Yes.
Where they fall into
No.
the snake hollow of it? Yeah.
Yes.
But I
that's
have
hilarious.
seen the Flintstones.
Seen a
Flintstones
damn
never
seagull
stuck in
attack
me.
a sandwich on a beach. Somebody foolish thinks they're gonna pack a lunch.
You ever see
It
a
ain't
seagull
pretty.
You ever give an Alka-Seltzer to a seagull?
I was getting ready to say that.
Yeah, you know what I'd be more worried about than dinosaurs? Those killer birds they had after the dinosaurs. You ever watch a bird kill something? It's not a pretty sight. They don't wait till you're dead to start eating you.
We got sharp-shinned hawks. They're kind of a smaller hawk that'll sit in the trees and watch their bird feeders. And I've seen them a couple times where they'll grab usually when the pine siskins, because there'll be a lot of them at the feeders, and they'll grab it, and you'll see them just kind of squeeze, and then start pecking at them.
We had some. I was doing a military funeral down in Chattanooga, and they released a dove, and we had a red-tailed hawk floating around. He hit that dove, and all you saw was a puff of white. I didn't see the bird kill it, but I did see the damn thing explode.
Actually, a video going around online like that, where like the same thing happens. It's kind of crazy, but I think also a wedding. There's probably a couple all strung together in one video list or something. I recall seeing something like that.
Yeah, I mean it exploded. Preacher come up with a pretty good line. I can't remember it now, but he came up with a pretty good line about life and death. And when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Yeah, that thing. It was just a big old pile of feathers from that, and it was the homing dove too. So he didn't release the other ones.
Was that the best clip from the Seattle Mariners? Randy Johnson smoking that bird.
It looked,
with a
it looked just
fastball?
like
He
that.
wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't with the Mariners. That's when he
Yeah,
was
that
with.
Expos.
Yeah.
Right.
Was it Diamondbacks? I thought it was the Expos.
Diamondbacks.
Oh, was it the
Diamondbacks.
I thought it was the Diamondbacks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was
It might have been the
Diamondbacks.
Expos. It was one of
I
the
think
one
it's
of the
the
three teams
Diamondbacks.
he played for.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
bird,
it
bird
looked just like it.
explodes.
It looked just like that too, man. I never try my hardest not to laugh.
Yeah, my brother did that to a bird with a 12 gauge. We were out a small game hunting, and he got pissed because we hadn't seen anything all day to shoot at. There was this little bird just pecking. We came across the dead deer pile where they throw the dead deer out in the woods for the scavengers. He gets pissed, points a shotgun at that little bird, and all he saw was little blue feathers. There ain't no bird no more.
Damn serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me, Blue Jays are jerks.
Yes, blue jays are evil.
Everybody's like, "Oh, they're so pretty." No, Blue Jays are jerks. They chase other birds out of their nests and harass other birds and stuff. They are jerks.
Yeah,
Cardinals are awesome. Not Blue
Cardinals.
Jays.
We
Blue
have a
jays
lot
are
of
devil
Cardinals here
birds.
around my house. They seem to beat up on the Blue Jays.
Yeah, they chase them away. The Cardinals will chase the blue jay away. But blue jays are devil birds, man. They really are. They're like Lucifer. You know, the devil can appear as an angel. Well, the blue jays are the devil appearing as a bird.
Justify killing anything if you want to, bad enough.
Hey,
We
blue
don't
jays
have-
will kill all the other birds. They talk about cats, how cats kill birds. Blue jays will kill a lot of birds as well. Blue jays are nasty little bastards.
We don't have
Like
blue jays or
sparrows and
cardinals around here. We've got stellars jays and scrub jays, but not blue jays.
Oh, you said Jays. I thought you said gays. I was like, well, that got a little racy.
Well, he is in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, come on.
Out there stalking people. They jump out. Fabulous.
Uh-huh.
You're like, this turned into a Dave Chappelle show real quick.
Well, I got to get ready to head out, guys. So I will catch y'all later because I got a show to get ready to do here soon. So.
Well, thanks for
See you,
jumping in.
Yep.
Take it easy, man.
Later.
Artak, were you trying to say that New York Outcast looks like Dave Chappelle? My gosh.
No, but I wish I would have said it.
There is a
That's
bit of a
messed up,
resemblance
man.
there.
He'd be like the lighter version of Dave Chappelle.
And you know what?
He would
Hold
be
on,
Dave Chappelle light.
Is New York Outcast Dave Chappelle? Because they're both skinflints. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Flints, what the hell is that?
Cheapskate.
Cheap.
Don't like to spend money. And
Pie
say
poppers.
I am not Chappelle.
lives in Dayton, Ohio, in a just your ordinary house, nothing special you'd never guess where he actually lives. But I'm just saying, I ain't ever seen Dave Chappelle and Rob D in the same place at the same time.
You got a good point. And then Kingpin says all black people sound the same.
Question mark.
Oh, I didn't see the question mark.
What are you doing, DJ?
I am doing well. How are you tonight? How's the rest of the panel? Nice to be on here. Thanks for the invite.
Doing good.
You're welcome.
Hold the fork down.
Hello, DJ.
Yo, yo, yodel.
What, you don't want to address Dave Chappelle by name or anything? Crap.
Funny story though. My Victoria didn't know that Rob was black until she watched one of his videos.
I think he said he's had other people.
Hey, my videos aren't made for kids.
I am one of those people. I did not know. I did not care, but the night that I found out when Rob and I were in a back chat or on Discord or something like that, it's like, no kidding.
Yeah, I was surprised myself.
Yeah, it's one of those things where why judge a book by its cover or its voice or anything like that? And I was not subbed, so I had not a clue. But being surprised by something like that, I don't know. It's not.
So what?
Yeah,
Now you're
so
saying
exactly.
Your
it
white
wasn't so what.
made you sub to Rob D once you found out he was black? You wouldn't sub to him before that, but once you found out, you're just like,
No.
oh, my white
I
girl
didn't
kicked
even.
in, I gotta go sub.
I didn't have a problem with Rob until he started driving that, talking about that Honda and stiffing me on zip ties.
Hey, man. You're lucky. I should have sent you used zip ties. I sent you a brand new one. It's big enough for the kid to zip tie a rag around your mouth.
Since DJ's here, I put out another poll. Favorite music style? Rock, country, classical, or rap? And I only got 4 choices, so that's
Yeah,
four choices.
that's hard because
We
I kinda
can't do
like them all.
write-in. Yeah, we
No.
can't do a write-in candidate for a genre that's not offered there. Come on,
Well, you
boss.
can put it out in the
There's no-
chat.
Come on, DJ. You're going to
I'll
put
do
in
that.
something that nobody's ever heard of.
No, it's not bands, it's genres, barbecue.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna just check the
Yeah, he's
text chat.
he's a klezmer fan. DJ
Nobody likes
klezmer.
Kenny G.
Sea shanties.
and say like you say something like Baroque, and people are like, "What's that?" And you'd be like, "All right,
That would
you
be classical.
small-minded, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Small-minded, uncultured sapper. We'll just call it classical, since you can't understand the difference between Baroque and classical and all the finer points.
Baroque
It's
fits
time.
under classical.
Yeah, it is. It's
It's a substandard.
it's the 18th century, basically, early 17th and 18th century. That's the Baroque period in classical music. But yeah, and I'm a fan for sure. Not my favorite, but I'm a fan.
If we're doing write-ins, I have to say one of my favorites that never really gets mentioned is ragtime.
That's a jazz barbecue. Ragtime jazz. Scott Joplin and the St. Louis Blues was the first ragtime song that's also considered one of the first American jazz songs. Most excellent. And the use of the piano, is it maybe because does anybody else know what barbecue's instrument was in school? Anybody on the panel or out there in the text chat?
Skin flute.
Skin flute.
Besides that one, I mean, he started that in junior high for sure, right? No, barbecue. Tell him there's a reason that he might like that genre.
Skin clam.
Right then. All right.
Played the meat curtains.
Let's say, well, I prefer to call it the skin conch shell. Just blow into that like Tarzan. For some reason, they'd always get mad. I don't know why. Then it would just like fart at you. It was weird. Unfortunately, I was stuck playing the clarinet. Was not my instrument of choice.
Hey, Hal Linden played the clarinet. He was cool.
I wanted to play the drums or saxophone.
Woody Allen played the clarinet, and he wasn't cool.
Well, he was a chomo also.
So why didn't you
He
get
still
on the
is.
saxophone, barbecue? What happened with the saxophone dream?
My mother talked to the music teacher who was like, "Oh yeah, he should learn clarinet first because that'll make it easier to learn saxophone." I'm like, "Okay," or I could just learn saxophone and not learn another instrument unless I really want to.
It sounded like your teacher really wanted you to play the clarinet.
No, my mother really wanted me to play the clarinet because she played it in high school. And she always wanted to try and push things on me that she did.
Was she trying to live?
That's where the dresses come from.
Yeah.
Now, if I can just get a blue one.
We can get you a blue one. We'll chip in for that.
Then hey, if you guys want to chip in for a blue dress, I'm doing a Night Strike parody video when you do that.
I played trumpet and baritone.
I played trumpet and baritone too, and tuba.
And I played the valve trombone. Valve trombone for a little while.
Both my
definitely
girls,
fancy.
Both my girls played trumpet and Jessica played trumpet and trombone. Victoria started off with a flute, went to trumpet, and then ended up with the clarinet.
Yeah, my son played trumpet and then trombone. Then he got braces, so he quit playing.
You guys talking about like through school or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, our schools in the South have a music program. I don't know about there in New York.
Oh, they did. Yeah, I signed up. Was it saxophone? I think is what I went for. My mom was talking about. So I didn't live with her. We didn't live together or whatever, but speaking with her or whatever, tried to do that. And I had no idea the cost of instruments, things like that. So they threw me in that class. We had a thing in our town where apparently you can go rent the instruments, like some type of plan or something. So we went down and checked that out, and they were all out basically. So the only thing left was to purchase, and unfortunately we couldn't afford to do that. So I got stuck in that class for like a month or something like that, forever. And it was a pretty shitty moment, because basically, at that point I didn't want to be there. They didn't want me there. And what am I just standing around there for? So it was a pretty crap deal. But I did play drums at home. So, but that's why I was asking whether you're talking school or what the deal was, or just in general as a kid.
Just, whatever. I taught myself guitar. Was never very good, and I don't really play anymore. When my son was little, I would play for him, and he would grab the frets and say, no.
Stop, Dad, stop.
So I kind of quit playing after that.
Electric or acoustic?
Acoustic, mostly chords. Not good at fingering the guitar.
Yeah, I did baritone and electric guitar in band.
My father was an elementary music teacher. He started me on his instrument, which is always a fatal mistake. Do not make your children play your instrument. Let them play what they want to. So I was saddled with the trombone. My father spent like $2,000 on a Bach trombone in the 70s for me. It was ridiculous. By the time I hit junior high, because I got a head start on everybody, and he was a taskmaster, I burned out. I knew everything before everybody else did, but by the time 6th, 7th grade was catching up with me, I was looking down the line for where my slide was supposed to go, because I couldn't read music very well either. So I was like, bam to tuba, did that for a couple of years in junior high, and it was just like senior day, they came to the band room, started talking to a guy named Donnie Martison, because I wanted to be a drummer, and that's what I did for the next 4 years. But now, I got almost a dozen guitars sitting around me right now. So I'm all about the electric guitar these days.
Yeah, I wish I would have learned piano when I was younger.
Me too. My mom was a keyboardist. She graduated with a degree in organ performance. So I don't know why they didn't do that.
I mean, I used to be able to transpose music. It's been so long, I can't really do it anymore. And I've got a pretty good ear. I can figure out chords for the song if I can. I can read. Well, like I said, it's been a long time, so don't remember a lot. But I used to be able to. I could read music, but I have to hear it. I know where the notes are on that chart. I know what notes they're supposed to be, how it's supposed to be played. But to get the tune, I have to hear it. But if I hear a song, I can figure out that song. I can figure out chords for that song.
I'm with you there. And one of the things that I can relate to in that situation, I couldn't do it on instruments anymore, particularly after I got into percussion. But I was also a vocalist far beyond school. And yeah, as long as I got the roll off from the piano, boom, 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 gave us our parts. Yeah. I could sight read everything. It was bonus. I loved singing. Yeah,
I can still tune my guitar by ear. I had tuners, and the regular tuners, and then the app for the phone and stuff, and I could hit the pitch of the notes, so I could hum and then tune to my humming and get the notes. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's still there. I think I'm losing that ear.
Oh, I don't know. Those intervals, once you've strummed those or you pluck them a couple of times and spent, one of those times where you spend like 15 minutes just trying to get the damn thing in tune. And sometimes they fight you like that. But yeah, those intervals, I mean, I could do them right now, but I'm not gonna. You can tell, Foss. I know what you're talking about. But right on, and I got those tuners too. Actually, for Christmas, I got one of the clip-on ones. It goes on a headstock. got serious recommendations for it's a goofy ass name, but it's the Snark, and it's tight. It's as good as
I have the Snark. It's freaking awesome.
yeah, it is. Super stable tuner, and I poo-pooed those things forever.
It's cheap too. I mean, they're like $20-$25.
Bingo. And it runs right up against my Boss TU12H, TU8H, any of the other, smaller manufacturer ones that I just, when I buy a used guitar, somebody's got their chords and, a damn tuner in it. So if anybody needs a tuner, just type it into the text chat. We'll get you one or two.
Oh, let me close out our poll there.
I couldn't vote because I like them all.
So we had rock at 56%, which I kind of expected. Classical 18%, country 12%, and rap 12%. I do kind of like all genres too, except fusion jazz. I can't stand fusion jazz.
See, I don't really get into all the subgenres. Like I'm like, all right, it's jazz. I don't know.
I would say I prefer big band jazz over jazz.
I can't go there, man. I love the big band era. I really do, particularly when it has vocalists, the Lemon Sisters or something like that. I love that era. It's beautiful. It's beautiful stuff. But I don't know. I'm not trying to cut on you. Just like I can't roll with that, man.
Everybody has their taste, and that nothing wrong with that.
Who doesn't like horns? I mean, come on.
Who?
Brass.
Makoyo's out there.
Oh.
Yeah. Makoyo's out there saying gospel, and Mike White has left out R&B and soft jazz. Oh my God, we got a Kenny G fan out there. I'm not sure that Mike White and I can be friends anymore. No soprano sax.
No.
Hey.
I did
not Kenny G till you tried it.
Rob, I have tried. There's no way I'm going to stick around in that room. I would rather walk up and thump him on his noggin and walk straight out the venue. I'm being harsh. I'm being harsh though. Just not my thing. And new age, the whole new age movement. I like some of it. The electronic versions I like, but man, why does it put me to sleep music? Like the whole, just like there's not enough dynamic in there.
MKJO is asking you, DJ, you didn't have the squirrel nut zippers?
Actually, I've seen them twice. Yeah, I love squirrel nut zippers.
I've got the Cherry Poppin' Daddy CD.
Yep, saw them too. They were tight. And the Brian Setzer Orchestra, as long as we're kind of hovering around in there and talking about the big band and arrangements like that, he's a great band leader. And of course, what is that, 82 or so? I think that's when their first album dropped, Stray Cats, that is. Yeah, so I've been a fan sort of ever since.
I don't know if I like their more rock stuff or their more jazzy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was hard to get away from those MTV hits, though. Rock This Town. I love that video too. It was a good time. The 80s were just a blast for music, even though you have to look back and be like, a lot of it sucked. It was great to live through it. It really was.
Gary saying he likes elevator music. The ups and the downs. Sergeant Joe Smith likes the strip club music.
Well, strip club music is not exactly a genre, but I can tell you about all the songs I played when I worked in strip clubs. I came out, nobody asked me, I'll shut up. I could talk about music for days, guys. I'm passing the mic back to you, Foss.
Gizzard's asking if you like Devo.
We are not men.
You probably
we are
like
Devo. Yeah,
they did a cover of Satisfaction, which is really good. I really like their cover of Satisfaction.
Yeah, just too quirky not to pay attention to. I did have the 7-inch for Whip It. And here's a little cool footnote, because this will get us into the 90s with a band that people might be more familiar with. The B-side of that was covered by Nirvana. It's called Turnaround. And I liked flipping back and forth. That was one of the first 5 7-inch records I bought. So that thing got worn the hell out. Still got it and still love it. Never saw Devo, but I wouldn't mind it.
Courtney killed him.
Yeah. Oh, that
Damn near confessed it in her following album.
Yeah. Yeah. I only got to see them a couple of times, but the first one was from their first album when they were still on. Jeez, come on, don't lose it now. The Seattle label, Sub Pop, when they were a Sub Pop band. So it was like their first tour in support of their first album. They played a little tiny club here in Omaha. So that was a blast. Bernie Sanchez is right. He's out there saying Buck Cherry is popular pole music. He's absolutely right.
I had a friend that had some records, and this is way right after high school, so a long time ago. But I was looking through them, and I saw he had Girl Watcher by the Occasions. Mm-hmm. And so I borrowed it from him, and I listened to it for a while, and then I was fixing to give it back to him, and I flipped it over and realized the B-side. Well, I guess that's probably the B-side, because the other side was Wonderful World.
Oh yeah, what a treat.
And I don't remember how long I had that, and I never even looked at the other side. And I'm like, hey, this is on the other side. He goes, yeah, that's why I bought it.
It's like Artak had to run away and go change a tire again.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Hope we took some zip ties.
So what else is going on there?
Where'd New York's Avatar go? Hey, look, there's New York.
Wow.
Oh, and he's gone.
Yeah. He's all about that food porn.
Hey. I had to, I don't know, re-upload one of the things, Just Me or whatever it is, stream, or I don't know. Anyway, whatever I did. And basically the avatar had to be reset or something. And I never figured out how to do it in the first place, so I never reset it. I know it worked on one and not the other. So
really easy to do. In your settings, it'll ask you if you want to, set your picture for your avatar. Oh. Yeah, MKJO sent me a picture on the last overnight chat of his Gerson, and I put it on my desktop, and it's not on my desktop. I was going to show it. I don't know where it went.
Send it again, Rico. He's good for that. That man is on the ball.
Well, yeah, I still got the email. I don't know what happened to it.
Our ATF agent must have hit cut instead of copy.
Speaking of having stuff sent to people, a long time ago, Foss, you sent me that intro that you made up for me. I completely forgot to save it, and I have no idea what happened to it now. I think I might have accidentally deleted it.
Well, I can resend it to you. But that was, I was just goofing around on the computer.
No, that was freaking awesome. I was like, that's awesome. And I don't know why the heck I never saved it. If I did save it, I don't know where I saved it to. Yeah, the thing I liked most about it was like just the background of it was almost, like stars and, cosmos and stuff. I was like, oh, that's friggin' awesome.
Yeah, there's a few of them that I did just trying to learn the software. So I was making stuff just to figure out how to do stuff.
What are you using?
The what the hell is it called? Filmora, the Filmora 9.
Oh, okay.
I have the 10, which has more options and features, but it doesn't run on my computer. I think I need a better graphics card. But the 9 does a lot. And I got the 10 before I realized how much you could actually do on the Filmora 9. There are definitely some limitations. It's not the iCrap program, whatever the hell that was called. But you can do quite a bit. There we go.
Off topic, but have you guys noticed any shortages in your stores lately?
There's been some stores are worse than others, but I've only been at basically one store.
You trying to make shortages in the stores? Because that's how you make shortages in the stores, by making everybody think that there's going to be a shortage in their store.
That I always people should, stock up, but when you hear guys come out and say, get it now, it's going to disappear, and be afraid, and well, you don't have to be afraid. Just plan ahead, start stocking up, buy a little bit extra every time you go to the store, and you'll be ready to get through any shortages.
Yeah, I was just curious because I've been told there's a lot of holes in our local stores, and the last few days I've been seeing a lot of videos pop up about shortages, all this stuff. So I figured it's to me it's more believable to ask around. I don't think you guys got anything to lie about giving a straight answer. So
right here in Omaha, we have some sparse shelves at some places. It's kind of odd to walk into stores and not see the largesse that we're so used to. I mean, seriously, like a product 5 wide and 10 deep, like I'm not seeing it around here. I don't really notice so much that there are things that are completely absent, like when they have runs. Remember the run on toilet paper, for God's sake? Toilet paper, bottled water. Yeah, sometimes they'll be all gone. But otherwise, if you want a box of macaroni and cheese, a can of peas, or some bananas, we can get them here.
Well, that was the toilet paper. I mean, there were people panicking over the toilet paper. Just the desperation you'd hear in their voices, looking for toilet paper. Here's MKJO's Gerson, and I'm sorry I can't make it bigger.
I like that.
MC, I think it's 28. But yeah,
Is that the one he won?
I was just going to ask that. Was one of his prize pistols? Has he won more than one though? I think it might even be 2. That man's lucky.
I'm not sure if he said in the email when he sent it.
Yeah, actually, there's a thing between Makoyo and I about one of his wins, and if that's the one, I was like just too late on a music trivia question because I decided I was going to type out Billy Joel and the entire title. Shouldn't have taken that much time. It's the one he won from Clovertax, says Makoyo out there. Yep, that's the one. Makoyo.
And then he's got the fancy gold color pumpkin.
He won that from Artac?
No, from Clover. I'm sorry, I should have spoken more clearly. Clover Tack.
Okay.
But yeah, he submitted that in the last overnight chat, and I didn't see his email. So I told him I'd show it on the next chat, and this is the next chat. So thank you for submitting it. What else you guys got going on?
Just enjoying a salad. When's the last time you guys ate a good salad?
A good salad or a salad?
It sounds like a trick question.
I don't think I've ever had a good salad.
I had a mediocre salad the other day.
Yeah, plenty of those.
I don't know, I've had some pretty darn good salads.
Make them better.
Every once in a while, I even say great, but that's few and far between in that great category. But I've had some pretty good ones.
Does potato salad count?
Salad.
No, it doesn't count. Not in this question.
No, you said salad. I'm going to say you don't get to narrow the options after.
What kind of salad do you like? I usually go with a Caesar salad, just to, safe.
If I'm out somewhere, I'll go with a Caesar. But if I'm actually going to be making it at home or anything, I like to get a good stock of romaine lettuce and whatnot.
You say you go with Caesar to be safe. What is there to be safe of? What are you afraid to get in your bowl?
I don't care for vinaigrettes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't want to douche my mouth.
I just hate.
As a huge fan of balsamic, I have never made that equation.
I just hate going out somewhere and they're like, "Would you like a salad?" Yeah, sure. And then it comes and you got all this lettuce and you got these thin little friggin' straws of carrot. That they might, if you're lucky, put on this sprinkle of cheese that at best can just be equated like, oh, somebody spilled the cheese and 3 pieces got in my salad. And then they bring you like a teaspoon of dressing for a bowl that would fit on your head as a hat.
You can ask for more dressing. I always do. I'm a huge fan of blue cheese. It happened. Go ahead.
I want some cheese, preferably some sort of meat, whether it be ham, steak, something, just to liven that up a little bit more. A little bit more dressing would be nice, but not absolutely necessary. I would like to taste the salad, not just dressing. Egg is awesome. Onion is a great option. I hate going to a restaurant and it just being a very bland. If I just wanted lettuce with dressing on it, I'd order lettuce with dressing.
Iceberg lettuce is positively worthless.
Yeah, I agree. That's a bad salad. When you order a salad and it's like some chopped up iceberg lettuce, like that's weak.
Want to say hey to Mystic Guns? How's it going, nice lady? That or when it's wilty.
Oh yes.
Well, but check in on this tip. What about wilted salad? Like either with a strong green or red lettuce, or the way I like to do it, with spinach. And Anybody go that direction? Fry off
I
some
don't
bacon.
mind. I don't mind spinach. I don't like the microgreens because a few of them. I'm one of those people that has the enzyme problem with cilantro, and there's other. It's like some of the microgreens will also taste soapy to me.
I catch that. There's that's one of the mescalines, the small, the baby lettuces and stuff. We have Earthbound Farms is an
Did you say you're
organic.
doing mescaline?
Mescaline, small salads, small salad plants. Yeah. So nice, boss. Yeah, you totally tripped me up, man. I forgot what the hell I was saying. Good one. It's rare that you can shut down DJ.
Now I just need Foss to come to all my chats.
Well, the
I don't
problem
like
is
wilted salad. Wilted salad becomes pet food around here, personally. But I like V8, so I guess you could probably take that, throw it in a blender, and make your own V8 or something. It'd probably be all right. But definitely hate a salad that's got fruit flies or dead lettuce and everything in it.
Well, the wilted lettuce salad that I'm talking about is actually it kind of doesn't matter what lettuce you use, but leaf greens and like the spinach are a good way to go. And it's like bacon. You fry some bacon, you toss in some onions, you deglaze it with vinegar and Foss. This cooks off a lot of the vinegar, the acidity and the acerbic kind of flavors there. And then you pour it over, like you would drizzle it over as it's hot from the pan over lettuce, as little or as much as you want. If you dump the whole pan in there, it's just going to be that goop like you're talking about, Rob. But yeah, it can be kind of tasty sometimes. And as Barbecue was saying, tossing in some egg or some other things, you can riff on that forever. So maybe give it a try if anybody's interested.
X Adams asking, "What's the best gun that goes best with eating chicken salad?"
That's a strange question.
I
22 Derringer.
I got nothing.
22 Derringer.
What did Rooster Cogburn carry? I'll go with that chicken reference.
I used to only eat chicken salad sandwiches when I was drunk.
Sounds risky. Throwing up chunks of white mayo-y stuff.
Hey, if you know how to drink, you're not going to be throwing up.
Man.
It's important to hydrate while you're drinking. That'll stop that hangover. But you have to start drinking before you get buzzed. Otherwise, it might be too late.
Does it count if I'm drinking beer and I consider that mostly water?
No.
Oh, darn. So what's the best type of salad that isn't a salad? In your opinion?
Fruit salad? Word salad?
I'm going to have to go with German potato salad. You ever had that?
I don't like potato salad.
Man, there were some people who had said that was evil in a chat just a couple of days ago, Barrett, and I dig it. Nice variation. Yeah. Warm. Dig it.
No, you know what's evil is people that put country fried steak in the oven.
I'd go with Foss, the fruit salad. And, there's some good potato salads and the egg potato and stuff. I mean, there's some good macaroni salad. Like, not many people can make a salad like my mom's macaroni salad, but it's not drowning. The noodles aren't swimming in like the store-bought crap, liquefied mayonnaise. It's horrible. But if I had to, go with one abnormal, I'm with Foss on the fruit salad.
I was going to
It's hard to not like one.
On Instagram Barbecue, there's one of the guys, one of the chefs that does things. It's the one that looks straight at the camera while he's doing stuff. I don't know if he's Italian or I don't know what he is. But I saw one today where he made a barbecue out of a 50-gallon drum. He cut it in half, didn't strip the paint, just painted over it. Well, I'm guessing with a high temp paint, and then starts barbecuing with it.
No good.
Curious on your thoughts.
Horrible.
That sounds awful. That needed to be burned out first. One, I'd have burned it out. Just even if I was told, yes, this is a food grade 50-gallon drum, I'm still burning it out just because I never owned the drum originally, so I don't know what's been in there. Even if it started off as a food grade drum, you don't know what somebody had in it afterwards. Then great, if you spray it with high temp paint, the paint underneath's not high temp, so that's still gonna flake off and everything. That's just got bad news written all over it.
That was my first reaction. Was, oh my God, what are you doing?
I have one that I made, and it had to be burned off before you could paint it. Burned off, cleaned, any oils, anything like that. So, I mean, I guess you didn't have to, but it was a damn good thing you did. I did. I mean, even now in modern times, if you buy a brand new range or stove at your house, they tell you in the instructions to light it up and let it run for so long, to burn off any possible oils or anything like that, or this and that. So I don't, and they smell funny. Like I've had customers complaining, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't make the stove. I don't know what I mean? I made sure all the styrofoam and shit was out of there, blah, 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 you know what I mean? And it smells funny for a little while. That's just the way new products are. And but especially something like that, like, like he said, no high temp, the paint, that could be a problem. Vapor from the paint, chips that come off, just to get the paint to bond well. I mean, there's all types of issues. Plus, God knows what was in the barrel too. So,
plus you got the aspect of if this was a home built smoker, which I mean, it was. Now I have seen designs where guys have made 50-gallon drums into homemade grills and smokers without ever using a welder, which I mean they're pretty slick and fairly easy to do at home designs at the end of the day, with some, I wouldn't say simple hand tools. You're gonna have to get something a little bit better, like a cut off wheel, things like that. But like I said, there's plans for no welding ones, but most people end up doing some welding and stuff like that. So then you got all the little debris and nasty pieces of welding slag and everything else just kind of floating around there. It just that sounds awful.
So vapors and chemicals from the paint, you can't put that in your food. You shouldn't, especially if somebody's paying you to cook their food. You should know this stuff. You know what I mean? That's crazy. I wouldn't do it to my family. I'm not going to do it to somebody else.
Well, I'm gonna say chances are nobody's paying that guy to cook them food. One, most people aren't building a barrel smoker to actually cook food on for resale. There's guys that will do it for like competition because they really like drum smokers, but usually they leave the drum whole and just modify the drum so it's upright. It's just the biggest thing would just be that paint on the inside because, well, like I said, even if you got a barrel that was listed as food grade, you don't know what's been in that food grade barrel since it left wherever it was that emptied it, and then the person that you're buying it off of. If they decided to store gasoline in it because I needed a 50-gallon drum, then And like Rob said, you still got the issue of that paint not, you got all the chemicals and stuff like that needs burned out of there.
Some people just shouldn't cook, man.
Yeah, I didn't tag it just because I don't know if it. I didn't want to spam you with junk.
Oh, you're fine. Let's say I always like getting tagged and stuff.
Mr. Barron, I got a message for you in the private chat if you can check that out if you get a chance.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm nodding off.
Oh, are we boring you?
No, it's just long week.
If you got to duck out, I mean, I understand.
No, I'm awake. I'm awake.
I'm up. I'm up.
Yeah. At least I mute before I start snoring. I am that courteous.
You're not like Duke?
No. I think that's a superpower, actually.
Oh, so for our salad poll, 58% said yes, they do like salads. 41% said no.
Commies.
And it's shocking how many adults will refuse to eat their vegetables because they don't like them. When damn shame.
I do like salads. I like to get the big salad mix from Costco and then just, make a little salad when I'm hungry.
Rob, are you thawing out bacon again?
No, rinsing my plate and stuff to throw in the dishwasher. No, that was some good bacon though. Ended up getting yelled at because I ate it all.
Bacon.
Yeah, I can just cook that up, whole pack, and just sit down and eat it. Actually, I put like half of it. I just cooked normal and set it on the side, and it was really thick cut. It was called like steak cut, Omaha steaks, bacon or whatever.
Oh yeah.
As a gift, let me tell you, that stuff was pretty good. But the other portion, the second round, basically, I ended up like dumping a little maple syrup on the pan, just a minute or two before it's done. Man, when you pull it off, you can almost see the strings of the maple syrup, and they're like candy. I mean, it's just great. Caramelized syrup on bacon.
Rob, you're a heretic. Maple goes nowhere near bacon. I get you though, man.
Foss, what would you say is your favorite manufacturer / style of EDC knife?
My favorite is, it's in the other room. Is my Kershaw. It's a frame lock, which is okay. It's not too hard to. I think I like the frame lock a little better than a liner lock. But I don't carry a knife when I go out. I've got a little multi-tool thing that looks like a key that I keep on my keychain. And I've had that for, 15, 20 years. But probably that Kershaw is, I'll carry that around the house.
Foss, I'm curious. Do you mind sharing why you don't carry a knife as part of your EDC?
Part of it is, it's I'd have to get up and run in the other room to grab it. Part of it is, if I'm carrying, I carry inside the waistband, and that covers my right pocket pretty much because I carry it about 230 with the forward cant, and that kind of blocks off my right pocket. Left pocket will be my phone. I keep it in that pocket with the screen facing my thigh to protect it. And then I've got a decent case to protect the back. Wallet in the back pocket. And so there's not really a spot for a knife, a good convenient spot. And then that little keychain thing, has shape of a key, and then it splits open. So you got a screwdriver tip and then a blade and then bottle opener and whatever, a couple other things. And that, it stays with my keys, and that can go everywhere, and that has served every purpose I've needed. It, you're not going to cut yourself out of, if somebody ties you up, you can't cut yourself free with it because the blade's not that good. But that can go places where a folding knife can't. I've had the X-ray machine back up and look at my keys, but then they let the keys go through. That's what I'll say.
Well, if somebody ties you up, they're going to take your knife anyway. That's why you got to kind of implant one into an injury or wound.
Prison
Because
pocket.
people
You're talking prison
statistically
pocket
don't mess with the wounds. No, I'm not talking that. I'm talking a nasty wound on you, and then you put something in the bandage. So while you are detained, you can still access it and remove it. Because statistically, most people don't want to mess with a funky looking wound.
Well, what you need to do is just keep like needles inside the inner lining of your cheeks there. That way, if anybody, decides to handcuff you or anything against your will, then when they're not looking, you just get your hands in front of you and pull out that little needle that you decided to shove into the inside of your cheek, and then you pick the lock, and then you kill them with their handcuffs.
You could just buy a handcuff key, keep it inside your belt.
When I worked corrections, we actually had a inmate escape that way.
With
luckily
a
he didn't
needle?
try and kill you. Yeah. He had before he was incarcerated had shoved a couple needles in to his cheeks, anticipating that he was going to be apprehended soon. And he actually escaped like 3 separate times. This guy was pretty good.
My sister could open handcuffs with a bobby pin. I forget where we were at, but I was probably like 5 or 6, and I had my dad's handcuffs, and I handcuffed myself to the folding chair. Didn't have the key, so my sister opened them with a bobby pin.
I'd just add for ha-has, there's a big difference between like novelty handcuffs and regular
No,
cuffs.
these were handcuffs.
Okay.
My dad was a reserve officer and a security guard for the shipyard, Puget Sound Naval Shipyard.
It's amazing people that have access to real handcuffs. If you really want to put in a little bit of time and effort, how easy it is to pick the lock on handcuffs.
So did she pick the lock, or did she shim in between the teeth?
No, she picked the lock. G23, I'll resend it. Just give me a second. So I put out another poll. How do you like your bacon? Extra crispy, kind of crispy, or thick?
It's all about the thickness.
I like my bacon pretty much anyway. I mean, it's bacon. It's going to be great. But I do prefer my bacon to have that good strip of fat in it and have that good thick cut. And when you hold it up, there's this slight bend to it.
Ditto, dude. I'm right there.
For me, it kind of depends on the vehicle for the bacon. If it's straight bacon, or is it, on a sandwich or on a burger, then I like them a little bit different. When on a sandwich or a burger, I like to be able to bite into it and then have it break off. I hate it when you
Yes.
bite it and then the whole strip of bacon comes out.
Yes.
You make a
And
good
then-
distinction there. Yeah.
We only buy thick cut. I don't want to waste my time with that little shrivelly crap. So,
Rob likes it thick.
That's why his wife goes in.
And Baron was kind enough. He put out links for the people on the panel. So if you want to check out their channels, you can check out their channels.
So I don't know if you guys saw Roll Call 219's Glock video or
Yeah.
his Hornady, what? I don't know, if it's critical defense or special duty. I'm not sure. Didn't sound like he was 100% sure, but one of the
He said
two
it was
rounds there.
Really pointed. Whatever it was.
Nose dived on him. Pretty crazy.
I don't think I saw that.
I'm gonna have to attribute that to it being a Glock. I'm not gonna blame it on Hornady.
I didn't want to say it. I'm glad I wasn't the first, but yeah, all that ammo runs fine in my Smith and Wessons. I don't know.
Nebraska made.
Wonder if it's a spring problem in his magazine. But like again, I didn't see the video, so I don't know.
Well, he did state that, that it was a possibility, and once you start throwing on your tactical stuff to your magazines and this, and you should check. And I think the overall point of the video makes sense. Test your equipment, But just thought it was pretty odd that the Perfection Glock had a trouble. Had some issues there. Figure we'd point it out on the Glock Guys channel.
Well, I wouldn't. I like Glocks. I like my G20. Probably the other Glock that I've liked the most is the 48. Was really comfortable and shot really well for me. But I love H&K. I know they will never love me, but I still love them. I like guns.
I've never been able to get around the price for an H&K. I would like to try one, but man.
I like H&K, but not as a civilian. I mean, like he said, they could care less. They're pricey, and if I'm spending money like that, I expect decent service. So.
Yeah, I did. That was my first gun, and that I still consider it my carry gun. It's kind of carry gun, bedside gun, although I haven't been carrying it that often lately.
What model?
P30,
oh,
M40. Okay. I wanted to go with what I knew would be a quality gun that I could trust. And it's not, I would say it's not my favorite gun to shoot. That would either be my Taurus 65 or the G20, or my Marlin 60. I'm not huge on 22, but I love that Marlin 60.
Marlin 60 is awesome.
Agreed.
So I paid the price to get the P30, and it's been reliable. The fit and finish is great on it.
I'd say my most funnest guns to shoot are probably 22s, honestly. I know a lot of people would probably argue that, and then maybe 12 gauge would be next, but that's when I'm in a mood. 22s, they just shoot all day. I mean, all the fundamentals are there. There's no pain, whether pain in your pocket, pain in your shoulder, hand, whatever. I don't know. Not that I get pains, but it's just fun. I don't know.
They are a pain to clean.
Yeah, they can, but not to keep tooting a horn or something, but like that 1522, that's the easiest gun to clean I've ever owned. I think way easier than an AR. as far as cleaning the bolt and stuff like that. You can literally take it off, wipe it on your pants, and just throw it back in and go. It's amazing. So for a 22, it's beautiful. And the finish on that thing, I'm sure it's nothing high-end special, but man, I wish everything was coated in that, because I swear you could just wipe it off. Like, you don't have to scrub or scrape stuff, get a wire brush. You can literally just wipe it off. It's beautiful. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe, if you got something that gives you trouble all the time or something, I could see it being a problem, but I enjoy 22. That's probably my most favorite round out there.
It just doesn't do it for me. I'm kind of a recoil junkie. Like I said, that Marlin 60 is kind of the exception, but like 22 handguns, I do not get any joy from it.
What if you had like a gallery target set up? Would that be funner?
It would. It would be fun, to do, but
punching paper with a 22 handgun's pretty boring.
Yeah, maybe if I had like a Calico in 22, that might be more fun. G-Webs I think G-Webs had one.
I think just punching paper can be boring with any caliber, personally. Like that bullseye shooting and stuff. That's why I'm not even a member of the club anymore, because that's what basically how the setup is. The target runners are nice, and when it's cold out, testing out something new. But other than that, it's just, man, that gets boring quick.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if all you're doing, you're at the range alone and you're just shooting paper, yeah, that can be a little boring. But if you're at the range with somebody, it's really easy to start making everything a competition, and that can make even the most mundane thing that you'd be doing alone really fun.
I can definitely see that. Everybody has fun at the range. I've never gone to the range with somebody where it wasn't fun.
I have.
Sure. Different levels, I think.
Put his thumb over the back of a Glock that he just bought and tore his thumbnail off. He didn't have fun.
Well, he probably had fun up till then.
No, it was the first shot.
Oh.
It's a lot more fun without a bunch of rules, regulations. If you want to shoot balloons, if you want to shoot expired cans, if you want to, draw from the holster, if you want to take a knee while you draw, shuffle a few steps and engage multiple targets. You know what I mean? There's just a huge list of stuff you can't do at the average range, which I just feel limits the experience. I think you can have fun, but it's a limit to the fun. At a certain point, it's just same old thing.
Gotcha.
Under there, I don't know. That's what cats do.
Uh-oh, Rob's in trouble now.
Yeah, he's always in trouble.
Damn cat set me up.
So on the Marlin Model 60, I love that gun. The one thing I would change is the way it attaches optics. I don't like the, what's that called? It's like
the micro rail.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, those are a little annoying.
Is that the same rail on the 795? That's similar to 702?
I got no idea.
I think so.
I got to deal with that myself. It makes it a little more difficult, I guess, to find proper things to line up. But obviously, they do have options out there.
I didn't put an optic on it. I kept the iron sights. I prefer it that way on that one.
Yeah, I think my favorite 22 is honestly my little FIE Tex 22, which is really the parent company, or I shouldn't say parent company, but I guess you say father or grandfather of the Heritage Rough Riders. And that thing, I think they stopped being imported back in '68 when the GCA happened and all that. But it's an absolute tack driver. Before I lost my vision, my buddies and I, we would just go to the range and, well, I shouldn't say the range. We'd be in somebody's backyard, and we put out pop cans about 50 yards or so, and they'd always be shooting like a Ruger 1022 with a scope on it. One of my other buddies had lever action 22 Ruger. I'm pretty sure there's a lever action 22 Marlin, and then I just would bring out that pistol, and at 50 yards, I would say 9.5 times out of 10, I would hit every can. I mean, it's probably a really fair number there, and I just smoke them every time. I'm like, you guys are shooting rifles. I'm shooting a friggin' 22 revolver. Come on. Like I said, the one guy had a friggin' scope on it, and he's still missing cans at 50 yards. I'm like, how?
You bring up cans again. I think a good way, maybe a good question would be comparing ranges indoors, outdoors. Is, you know, if you had a child and set them up at the indoor range and they were shooting 22, whatever, at a paper target, do you think that would be as fun as if they were shooting a can full of water sitting on a stump somewhere? Which one would you think would be more fun for that child?
And for our bacon poll, we had 50% said kind of crispy, 41% said extra crispy, and 8% said thick.
So going back to what Rob asked, again, I think it's what you make of it. If you're not gonna try and make shooting the paper fun, then easily the can. I mean, heck, the can's going to be more fun even without water being in it, just for that noise factor. You know, you're getting an instant feedback. Plus, you know, if you get to see the can knock over, things like that, there, you know, just that instant feedback. But if you take a little bit of time to try and make the shooting the paper fun again, make a little bit of a competition out of it or something, I think that could be just as fun.
Yeah, definitely with cans. You know, like when you had BB gun, that's what you shot. You know, pop cans.
That's my opinion, is the cans.
Not
Not sure of Branson. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but not sure his opinion. But yeah, I would definitely say the cans. I'd say start off with the cans, because that's just pure enjoyment. You like seeing it, like Barbecue said, and then you know, the challenge further into it and fundamentals. Then you can, you know, throw things in the paper, because paper don't lie. You shoot steel for a while and jump back to paper, and it's usually not pretty.
What's your least hated target that people use? I got mine. I friggin' hate when people shoot glass.
I'm with you with that. Hate that. Put it on tree branches and they just leave it laying around. Freaking horrible for you, me, the animals, everybody. Or spray foam cans, stuff like that. I mean, you know, those are fun, but just to leave it laying around, I mean, pick your damn mess up or stick it in a cardboard box so when it blows, it's not everywhere.
That's what she said. Sorry. But no, back when I was still able to go small game hunting, you know, we cover a lot of area in the day, and I started taking out a separate bag just to pick up the glass bottles, because it's amazing the amount of glass bottles we would find. And I mean, every single time we went, and I mean, one of the other cool aspects about it was you see some of these and you're like, man, that's like a old glass Pepsi bottle, or, you know, some of these are going back to like the 60s. I mean, they've been sitting in the woods for 50, 60 years. And, you know, we just pick them up, and a lot of times we just kind of leave them at the edge of the roadway or something in case anybody wanted it. But
Sharp sand, G. Very sharp sand. And obviously, it's probably not good for a lot of reasons for there just to be glass, around the forest or areas where kids may be and this and that, or the animals. Obviously, I don't need to say all that, but,
Why are your kids running around the forest unsupervised?
Oh, it's not necessarily unsupervised, but we go take hikes all the time. We, split up. We got radios. They go looking for this. I go looking for that. Everybody's doing their own thing. So, for hours upon hours sometimes. So, yeah, the whole idea is if you are taking your kids out somewhere to experience the outdoors, the last thing you need them doing is tripping over and getting sliced up on somebody's trash because they're a shitbag.
Indeed.
Or the animals. Yeah, everybody forgets about that, but it's another issue. It's unnecessary possible harm to human and animals alike, and a pain to clean up.
Oh, just clean your shit up. Honestly, that's like if when you go fishing, all the fishing off the banks,
The little bait containers and the hook wrappers and shit. Everybody leaves
all
everywhere.
the line, all the fishing line, and
it's crazy, but a lot of people got no respect for nothing.
I just burn the line. It's more fun that way.
well, then you're creating greenhouse gases.
Yes.
You're making the earth warmer and more habitable for dinosaurs.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
Is this show still on?
Somehow.
Nice.
Well, I see you couldn't stay away.
Well, I did do a few things I've been listening in for quite a while, and I went in and fixed myself some dinner, and this and that popped in and out. So
What'd you
I
eat for
finally
dinner?
saw that the panel wasn't full, and it's like, well, maybe I should get back in there now. So here I is.
What did you scratch up for dinner?
If I told you, you'd probably think it was really weird.
If it's not chicken feed, it will be weird.
My daughter brought a bunch of stuff. She come back from Arkansas today, her and my son-in-law. And so I'd been babysitting or cat sitting her cats for the last week or so. So I took them about 20 miles away to meet them on their road home. And they gave me some stuff that her grandparents had sent home with them. Is too much stuff, like a bunch of dried beans and stuff like that, for prepping and stuff like that, and then some canned goods. And there was this random package of raw mushrooms, sliced mushrooms like you'd buy at the store, except they hadn't turned colors or anything, but they were obviously like, you better eat these soon. So I boiled them down. Well, I cooked them sauteed them in some butter with some onions and stuff like that, and had me some cooked mushrooms.
Nothing wrong with that. I love sauteed mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're good.
Sauteed
Done right, they're
butter.
fabulous.
If you go fishing, especially if you fish off the banks, always check the trees and the bushes for lures. I find lures all the time. I haven't fished in a while, but I got a whole bunch of lures in my pack now. Stuff that I found, people get snagged in the trees and leave them.
Well, yeah. I've done it. I won't.
Yeah,
lie.
I've done it too, but if I snag it, I'm snagging it too high to reach.
Now my old buddy out at work, and he always had his head shaved and stuff like that. But he went out fishing with his buddy, and they were both out on a boat. And his buddy cast. They were fishing with chicken livers on a treble hook, small treble hook. And his buddy reared back for a big cast, and it got caught up in something. And my buddy goes, "Ouch!" And ended up they'd embedded two of the hooks out of this treble hook into his scalp, basically right on the top of his head, and ended up having to go into the ER to have him taken out.
Oh, that was. There's great ways to take out hooks. They suck, but
Yeah.
His
doesn't
buddy
involve a
tried to
hospital.
do it, and yeah, he wouldn't let him finally.
Yeah,
I think
he
that
was,
just comes with
cut the
fishing,
hook
right?
and pulled it through, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody's basically been hooked at some point if you've gone fishing, I assume.
Hooked myself.
Isn't that just part of the deal?
The pulling it through honestly really sucks. The best one to do, I think, personally, but it's really nice to have braided line for this, because monofilament obviously is a bit stretchy. So if you go and do this with monofilament, it might take a couple rips, but you make a loop around where the hook has gone into you, and you get down as close to your skin as you can and wrap that around your hand or a couple fingers a few times as well, and you just rip straight back, and it normally pops it right out.
I think I've seen a diagram on how to do that.
But like I said, if you're going to do it, try doing it with braided line, because monofilament with that stretch usually takes a couple rips.
I was fishing with my son off a dock one time, and there was a lady that was already there fishing, and she wasn't catching anything. My son throws his line out. As soon as it hits the water, bam, hits a little bass. Yeah. It happens a couple times, and I notice she slowly starts moving over to where we are. And she ends up sitting like right next to us.
Funny how that happens.
I took my pole and I pull back to throw my line, but I put the bait on the line, the line hanging off the pole, put the bait right next to her ear, and then cast out. And she didn't move. So when I cast again, I did the same thing, had it right next to her face, cast out. And then she finally started, moving away from us.
He's like, watch this boy. I'll fix this lady.
Bet you would have felt bad if you gave her a new place to put an earring.
It's her fault.
Hey, people pay good money for those holes. She should be thanking you.
That's right.
That's all right. I always fish off the bank because I don't know anybody with a boat, and I'm not fancy enough to have a boat. So the one spot my buddy and I would always go, like boats could get in there, but they have to cross this area, and it's just a small channel that comes to a dead end, really. So they would go about 50 yards past us and have to turn around anyways. And I really enjoy bottom fishing for catfish. Have a lot of luck doing it, and I love eating catfish, so it's a win-win.
Me too.
And these guys would when I say these guys, I mean people do it all the time. They just come straight through where you're fishing at. And I mean, because with where they're trolling through now is about the only area, if you're bank fishing, that you can fish. So they're like, I got a boat, so I get to go all over the lake, which fine, whatever. The bank fishers don't own that section of water where they can only bank fish, but we're not trying to cast over into their boats either. But so whenever they would start coming through, I'd reel in my line and have to stop letting my bait soak and everything and wait for them to go through and cast back out. I just got tired of doing that, and I just started letting it set. Either their trolling motor is going to get caught up in my line, or it's not. And sure enough, there are several times where their trolling motors got all tangled up in my braided line, and next thing you know, they're pulling it up and like, what the crap? I'm like, my line was there. It was there first. Suck it.
You need a nice long chain barbecue.
Yeah.
You know, a little sign and post it up, and then, you know, when the people come by, you say, you know, something polite. And when they give you the finger, that's when you raise the chain. And then when they go through and bust up their motor and stuff, you just give them the finger back, pick up your sign, and go find a new fishing spot.
That's all right. There was this one time I see a water snake going across the top of the water, and I look at my buddy, is like, hey, watch this, because I could tell that the snake was going to go right over my line. So he's just cruising along, and I timed it like perfect, where he was smack dab center of my line when I pulled back. So when I did that, you know, the line that's still a little bit on top of the water and going down in, you know, shoots up. That snake shot up about 3-4 feet in the air, just friggin' tumbling end over end. It slams back down in the water, and holy cow, I did not know snakes could swim that fast. I'm sure he thought he'd just gotten picked up by a hawk or something, that he just got lucky, was, you know, getting away. But oh my God, that was funny.
Snakes can be fast and aggressive. Very even under the attack, they can be aggressive. So, like, I shot one with a number 4 shot, and the son of a gun, like in midair, because he blasted up out of the water and stuff. In midair, the thing was still trying to attack me. Like it ended up being a fight to the death with this thing, and I had a shotgun. You know what I mean? It should have been a no, hands down. Oh, he almost got me a couple times.
Are you fighting anacondas? Holy cow!
No, man. This is what was it, northeastern water, or I can't remember now. But they're not poisonous, but they're aggressive as hell. And no joke, they are. Like, if you're out on a boat in this one place, like, they'd come right up, try to get in a boat and attack your ass. Like, scared to death out of little kids. So I volunteered to try to clear these sons of bitches out, and it turned out to be a battle, let me tell you.
I just want to say good morning to Andrew Carmichael. It's 1:44, about 1:45 a.m. tomorrow, his time. So barbecue.
What's the lottery numbers?
Are you doing your barbecue chat?
I am. So I was gonna have to be going here very shortly.
Yeah, I think we'll close out at the top of the hour. So for anybody that may not be familiar, I want you to tell everybody about your channel and your chats.
All right. Well, I appreciate the little plug segment here. My channel, well, it's Guns and Barbecue. Not a whole lot of barbecue on it anymore. Primarily a Second Amendment advocacy activism channel, however you wish to classify it. I would like to start doing some barbecue videos again. I just never seem to get around to it. I don't really seem to get around to making videos anymore. I've got, the 2 live shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays where we talk about 2A topics. And then I've got the live show on Saturdays where we just sit around and talk barbecue. And between that and trying to do the 2A Women Wednesday thing, which is a little pet project podcast where I try and highlight women that are doing awesome things within the Second Amendment community. That keeps me fairly busy on top of, raising 3 kids by myself. So, yeah, I'd like to start making some videos again, especially the barbecue ones as well, but we'll see what happens in the future. I appreciate it, boss.
How about you, Rob? What you got going on?
Not too much. Just tell everybody go check out Squibload's channel. The guy loves new subscribers. Other than that, I wish Mrs. G23 well, and hopefully her husband's up to the job of doing something for somebody else. Glock guys and all. But other than that, thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, and have a great evening.
You got
Man,
any stuff you're working on? Any videos you got coming out, or?
Not off. No, nothing for sure. So got a few projects going on that I don't want to bring anything up until it's actually a thing.
Go G23. You made it.
I did. Sorry I've been late, but
Oh, you're kind of busy.
yeah, had to get everything set up. Her just getting out of the hospital.
Oh, snap, bud.
So yeah, she got out of the hospital. So then I had to go fight to get her new medications and crap. The antibiotics and everything, and then get all the oxygen company set up so that she can finish a little bit on oxygen. So hopefully that's just a very short period of time that she'll be on the oxygen. And I see mandatory carry is asking what happened. Double lung pneumonia.
I didn't know there were different kinds of pneumonia. So
Well,
she went for it all.
Yeah, she went all out. Normally, when you get pneumonia, you only get it like in one side. But she decided that she couldn't have just her right lung being infected. The left lung needed it too.
Now, is this because you dragged her to an outside range to shoot?
She stayed in the damn car. She didn't even get out of the damn car. What, woman?
Did you say I've got it in both lungs?
You did have it. No, I think it's down to one. That's why they let you come home. See what you started, Rob?
It's causing problems everywhere. Hey, Warsaw Patriot. So you got anything coming up or anything you're working on?
I do have some videos I need to shoot and everything. I got a mail call from Gizzard when I won one of his giveaways like before Christmas, but with her being sick and fighting with her for the last bit of time, I haven't been able to really do any videos, so I need to get some videos shot.
Gizzard Gary, why don't you tell everybody about your channel in case somebody out there isn't familiar with you?
No, well, I do videos. Most of them aren't very good. I do 2 live streams every weekend. Foul Territory, which is Friday nights at 9 p.m. Central, and then the Early Bird Chat, which is Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Central. So it's always on at 9. And try to get some videos out. I got plenty to do and stuff like that. But we're getting ready to go to SHOT Show next weekend and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll have some videos from SHOT Show for everybody. So thanks to everybody who watches and subs, and thanks to you for the invite. Great show.
Oh, no problem. And this is normally G23's spot, and since he was not paying attention, we snuck on in. Decided to do a chat, mess around with his stuff. And I appreciate everybody that's been on the panel, those that are here and those that were here, and appreciate those out in the chat coming out and hanging out with us. If you're watching this in replay, leave a comment. anything that we talked about. If you have an opinion, let's hear your opinion. You can keep the conversation going. Thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't like it. Feedback is always nice. And in general, most of the people who do have the YouTube channels and make videos and stuff like that feedback. Like to hear what people think. At least I know I definitely do, whether it's positive feedback or negative feedback. That helps me out and lets me know if I'm doing something right, doing something wrong, or if it's just a different opinion, maybe it gives me something to think about. But appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. Hopefully we entertained you for a little while and didn't bore anybody. And where is it?
So before you run off,
yep.
Mandatory Carry says, "Oh damn! I was hoping it was good news, like a baby." That wouldn't have been good news because if she would have had a kid, that would have been a divorce. I had a vasectomy, so that meant that would be a whole different ballgame there.
Well, it could always reverse itself.
Yeah, no.
You heard of the Virgin Mary, right? I mean, it could happen again.
But so if you neglect your time spot, just remember
what you have seen here today. Where there is fire, there is smoke. And in that smoke, from this day forward, my people will crouch and conspire and plot and plan for the inevitable day of